Man, oh man, it's looking more and more like WWE out here, man. We got the return of Big Bob. Bobby Lashley is back. Bobby Lashley is in AEW. And the Hurt Syndicate is open for business. The way that they were presented tonight, you would think that they should be going after the Blackpool Combat Club, but I'm not booking the show. AEW Dynamite Fright Night, where the creative will scare you shitless. Adam Cole in-ring return against Buddy Matthews. Private Party wins the AEW Tag Team Championships. Yes, they pulled the trigger. And Orange Cassidy gets his AEW title match at Full Gear. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be going to the venue. The Shot-Town Smark is waiting. And when I walk through those doors on this Wednesday night, Halloween Eve, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for October 30th, 2024. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Wednesday evenings, wherever you may be. And I'm joined by the one and the only the man everybody is very happy to see here on Wednesday nights, the Chi-Town Smart. Jesse, what's going on, man?
Bro, what's going on with you, man?
90 seconds!
Woo! 30 seconds!
30 seconds! What a way to make a first impression there, TK. What the fuck? What type of amateur shit is this, bro?
Shouting the time cues into the fucking mic? What are we doing?
Imagine debuting Big Bobby Lashley, and you got some fucking geek audibly heard on your television screens on national syndicated television. 90 seconds! Wrap it up!
Go home, Marty. Go home.
Holy shit, man. Now, you guys, listen, you heard it, There was no in between there, man. There was 2 time cues during Bobby Lashley, and his AEW debut tonight. That was the big thing that happened on AEW Fright Night. Everything but the fright in tonight's show wasn't that scary, to be honest with you, Jesse. You know, I know you and I have been very critical of AEW Dynamite. I have been very critical about.
I was getting ready to say that. I thought you were getting ready to come start bashing. I'm like, it wasn't that bad.
Man, come on, man. Listen, man. We are not grifters like they think we are, man. Okay, we call it right down the middle here. We are open. We are honest. We are fair in everything that we do, whether you like it or not. That's what we do here. It wasn't that bad of a show tonight, but obviously Jesse and I will pick out the bad because it certainly wasn't a perfect show. But as far as the last few weeks, I would say last several weeks of AEW Dynamite, Jesse, tonight's show was actually a pretty watchable show. Some pretty important things came out of tonight's show, some storyline implications, some stories forwarded. We got the in-ring return of Bay Adam Cole. Very happy to see him back. And then obviously the big unveiling of Bobby Lashley making his AEW debut tonight. I thought it was a semi-decent show tonight. Lots to talk about. What'd you think of the show from Cleveland tonight on AEW?
I rather enjoyed it, man. I mean, it was better than what we got over the last few weeks. I don't know if I've just internally lowered the bar, but I will say, like I texted you tonight, it was nice outside, so I pulled up a lawn chair outside on my deck and watched the show outside in the nice weather, and I had a drink, and I enjoyed myself, man. I thought it was a pretty good show. Let me ask you this. What is the current state of AEW? Do you know what the current state of AEW is?
The current state of AEW is that they're in trouble.
Oh, okay, good.
They are in trouble. Right. No matter how many millions they are getting from Mr. Zaslav, creatively, they are in trouble. But the current state of AEW, it certainly feels, Jesse, like a lot of people wanted some other type of creative, I would say.
Well, I heard you. I heard you covered the state of AEW.
I did.
It went well.
It did. It went very well. Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear that, man.
Yeah, it went well. It went well for me. I mean, I thought I was great.
Well, I'm gonna come in tonight and disrupt all of that. How about that, man?
All right, there you go. Listen, man. The state of AEW did 45,000 views, man. We're good to go.
Man,
had the best October in the history of the channel, man. I think we're fine.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Where do you want to start, man? You want to talk Bobby Lashley? You want to talk Adam Cole? You want to talk about why I have just a sinking feeling in my gut that the Elite are going to try and save AEW, man? Where do you want to start with this fucking show tonight?
We got 30 seconds, man.
90 seconds!
Man. Well, before I get into the start of Dynamite, like I suggested last week, I'm going to start watching Collision. I mean, just to appease the people out there that say, you don't even watch it. I'll watch it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's okay. It's all right. Such is my passion for the business and what we do.
My thoughts and prayers are with you, bro.
I will watch Collision, my friend, so you don't have to. Right?
Maybe we should get Jesse a bottle of holy water.
Nah, man, wasn't.
Now listen, man, Jesse's gonna be watching Saturday Night. He's gonna be watching Beast Mortos and Hologram. Oh man, I can't wait for that one, man.
No idea, man.
I'm gonna get the lowdown. I'm gonna get the scoop on both guys, man, every week.
Beast Mortos was a central figure on this show, man.
Please.
You think I'm playing. So just real quick, the Outrunners are building that momentum back up slowly but surely. FTR is definitely going to turn heel really soon. Let's see, Orange Cassidy snapped, and as he did today, they did a quick little interview with Wheeler Yuta, which was weird, seeing as what we got from Yuta tonight. I'm so confused about what's going on with Wheeler Yuta in the BCC right now. Jay White beat Shane Taylor. My biggest note from Collision, Penelope Ford. Massive in-ring improvement, sir. Massive. Dead serious, man. Every time I've pointed stuff like this in the past, laugh at it and then come down the road like, oh, I guess she is getting better. Trust me when I tell you, I don't know what this woman did on her off time, but clearly it was in the ring. She got so much better since the last time I saw her, man. What else happened? The conglomeration. No, I'm sorry. The Undisputed Kingdom. They really want Beast Mortos in their crew. They are trying to recruit Beast Mortos, sir.
What?
Beast Mortos, man.
I'm sorry, bro. You were saying something?
MVP.
Who?
Bro, you gonna sleep on Beast Mortos, man?
Man, listen, man. You're putting me to fucking sleep, man. It's bad enough it's on Saturday nights. You got to go over it now on Wednesday.
Ricochet beat Leo Rush, and that was about it. Anna Jay is still mediocre at best. That's about it. Nothing major.
Are you done?
I'm done, man. That's my recap.
Right.
That's it, man.
Now, Jesse's a good bedtime story, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but look, man, stop playing. Keep an eye out for Penelope Ford.
Who?
Okay, man. All right.
Where do you want to start with tonight's show, man? Lead us off.
Tonight's show. Let's just get into the meat and potatoes and the Bobby Lashley and all of that good stuff, man. I'm kind of shocked that Shelton Benjamin lost clean the way he did, to be honest.
Well, I mean, what'd you think Tony brought him in for, man? He wins a couple of matches. Everybody's like, oh, my God, look at this. Tony Khan brought in Shelton Benjamin. He looks great. He was fed to Swerve tonight.
I mean, I don't agree with it. I don't get it. But, I mean, it makes sense if all of that makes sense. I mean, I don't know why you would do that.
See, this is where the creative geniuses of AEW, you know, they don't know how to keep momentum for certain talents. Shelton Benjamin comes on in, everybody's ranting and raving. You know that they see the fucking online, you know, opinions of a lot of people, and I'm sure they've seen the online opinions of Shelton Benjamin. So everybody's like, oh my God, Shelton Benjamin's never looked better. Oh my God, Tony Khan brought in Shelton Benjamin. He looked better in 2 matches than he did in 5 years in WWE, which is very well the case, but...
And he lost.
And he lost. So, you know, you look at the match tonight with Swerve and Shelton Benjamin, and you ask yourself, could we have gone about that a little bit differently? Now, I understand that they want the big, grandiose entrance of Bobby Lashley. They want to get him on TV. They got to get the gladiator drums in the theme music like he had in WWE. He's got to come out looking like fucking $1 million. But... don't you think that Swerve should have been on the precipice of winning the match, and then Bobby Lashley shows up and absolutely spears Swerve Strickland in half, and then that's how he makes an impactful debut instead of, oh my God, let's give Shelton Benjamin a loss, and then Swerve is in the ring and he's standing around like a dumbass, and then MVP's on the phone, which I thought was a cool little touch, calls Big Bob, he shows up, he gets in the ring, and then we get a big beatdown at the end of the show, and that's the way we go off the air. 90 seconds! That's the way we go off the air.
Yeah, there was no reason for a clean L there. I mean, if you wanted to protect everyone, you just could have had Lashley come in and just beat the crap out of Swerve before the victory. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, those are the things. Those are the little things that we pick up on. There's no reason why they couldn't do the big grandiose entrance next week. He didn't have to get it tonight. This was more of a hey, he's here, and then next week it's like, all right, then he speaks on why he's here. Yeah. He didn't need to do all that tonight, but that's just the way that I look at it. But he's here, and we don't know where the Hurt Syndicate is going to be slotted in creatively. I'm assuming Bobby Lashley is going to be wrestling Swerve at Full Gear. That will be his first official match. Talk about booking yourself into a fucking corner in that one. Who's going to win that one?
Swerve is losing that one.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure. Yes, Twitch, I'm here. What's going on? What's going on over there in Twitch land?
Shout out to my Twitch peoples, and shout out to Thomas Franco. 30 seconds! Thomas Franco, hey JD, here's a bomb for all your hard work on all your streams. And Jesse, even though he benched me last week for thinking he was defending AEW show last week, but it's all good. I'll always support this show, and AEW was a decent show tonight, in my opinion. Thank you, Thomas. Jesse, you benched Thomas Franco?
I benched him for what? Let me pull this up. It's all good. I was fortunate. Benched me last week for me thinking he was defending AEW. Oh yeah, I think that's when I said something. I said something to like one point. This must have been the guy that was like, "Oh, see, he's defending AEW." Okay, I mean,
God forbid.
I mean, I was making a point. You guys have this, and thank you, Thomas, but you guys have this misconception. If you say one thing that goes against the narrative that you already have on something, then someone's already in a boat that you want to put him in. He's defending AEW.
Oh, Jesse's a grifter, man.
I'm making
That's
a point.
the new thing. That's the word of the month. Everybody's a grifter.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby Lashley is here, folks. His presentation was very good. Mikey Ruckus obviously is just a genius when it comes to the music. The presentation was great. He looks like $1 million. You know, but my reservations on yet another WWE talent coming on in here, and, you know, you guys may feel differently. You guys may feel the same way that I do. You know, all these guys, they're not going to make a lick of a difference. Even if they are booked creatively and are given substantial creative, Bobby Lashley is not going to make a lick of a fucking difference or make an impact in AEW the way that they think Bobby Lashley is going to make an impact. Now, the way that I look at it is, great, he's here. I'm not the biggest Bobby Lashley fan. In fact, I'm not a big Bobby Lashley fan at all. I think he's quite fucking boring, if you really want my honest opinion. Swerve Strickland's going to work. He's going to have to work his ass off to give Bobby Lashley a great match. Bobby Lashley, the only one that Bobby Lashley worked very well against, honestly, in my honest opinion, was, I would probably say, Drew McIntyre. On the very short list of people. Who else is, who in WWE did he work good against? I mean, do you remember any Bobby Lashley matches blowing you away?
Do you remember any Bobby Lashley matches being terrible? I think is the question. I don't think there's ever any issue with Bobby Lashley's in-ring work. It was just his lack of charisma and yeah, he can get a little boring when it comes to the promo segments and stuff like that. But I've never doubted Bobby Lashley's appearance, his in-ring work, his believability. Especially in his second run in WWE. That was the one thing he had going for him was his in-ring work, his work with Roman. It was fantastic, man. He's not a bad worker by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know what you mean by that one, man.
He's boring.
His character can be boring and his promo, stuff does suck. That's why he has MVP. But outside of that, I thought Bobby Lashley was always solid inside the ropes, man.
It's fine. He can do what he needs to do. I'm not looking at Bobby Lashley as like, oh my God, man, I'm going to remember that one for many years to come. It's like,
yeah,
it's here today and gone tomorrow.
He's not breaking any Meltzer scales, but he can hold his own in them. He can put on good matches when you need them. And
the point of the matter is another ex-WWE guy coming on in to do what exactly? Push the narrative further away from the original vision of AEW.
Is my mic low?
No, your mic is not low, no.
Notice how quiet Jesse gets when he's confronted and humbled. What the fuck does that even mean?
Close the chat out.
What does that mean? I'm humbled now?
Jesse gave an opinion, I gave mine. We move on.
Anyway.
He doesn't have to agree with everything I do. Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with people, man?
The narrative is another ex-WWE guy coming on into AEW. When is enough enough?
If you bring in somebody from New Japan, it's too many New Japan guys. Bring in from WWE, too many WWE guys.
It's beginning to be a little too much, honestly. Like, the more I was talking to someone tonight, and they, word for word, they were like, oh man, look at him compared to the rest of the AEW roster. This is the exact wording I got tonight when I was talking to someone who obviously knew who Bobby Lashley was, but not so much everybody on the AEW roster, but they know exactly what AEW brings to the table. They looked at Bobby Lashley and said, oh man, look at him next to all the other people that Tony Khan brings on in, all the smaller guys. He looks like he's a destroyer. He looks like an actual professional wrestler compared to everybody else on this roster who wants to do flips and dives and fucking gymnastics. So the more you do that, the perception is moving away from what the original vision of AEW is. This was not the vision of AEW. Let's bring in this guy and that guy, this guy and that guy. And I don't really even trust them to book him creatively better than what we saw in WWE. Great, he's with Swerve Strickland, but where do we go from there?
Yeah, I don't know. They have their track record to go up against when it comes to that. I mean, the creative has been shit. It's just been shit. I have no reason to have faith in their creative when it comes to Bobby Lashley. They've proven that they have severe holes in their creativity department. I don't know who is that to fall on exactly, but I know who's the head honcho as far as creative goes, though.
We'll see what happens, man. Bobby Lashley is in. We all expected it. It was a fine debut for what it was. It's not going to light the world on fire. Everybody's going to get excited for the night that was tonight, and then come next week, they'll start building, hopefully, to a match with Swerve Strickland at Full Gear. Why is he here? What is his mission statement? What are his goals? What does he want to accomplish here? Why is he targeted Swerve Strickland? All these things need to be answered next week before we start building to a match with Swerve Strickland. So hopefully they got their notepads and their pens ready to give us some explanation next week, because outside of Big Bob coming on in, which is great, I'm going to need more than just an ex-WWE guy coming on in here to wrestle presumably your top guy. So we'll see what happens there. Match for Full Gear is probably going to end up happening in just 4 weeks.
Swerve is an ex-WWE guy.
Swerve is an ex-NXT guy. He did nothing on the main roster.
WWE, bro. Who the fuck runs NXT?
Yeah, well, he didn't make an impact on the main roster.
Everybody.
None of them made an impact anywhere. So
Adam Cole, ex-WWE guy.
I can easily tell you they bring in everybody, and then most of them fucking die on the hill in AEW. Swerve Strickland was very, very lucky. Swerve Strickland is a different beast. He knew what he needed to do. He was perseverant in getting to where he needed to be. He did not want to be one of the casualties. He did not. So I'm not even gonna put him in that camp, because he's more AEW than he ever was WWE. He's a very rare breed. Everybody else that came over from WWE, Adam Copeland, maybe. Bryan Danielson, maybe. They are in a league of their own. But everybody else that came on over, they have fucking failed. Tony has failed them creatively. This is a whole different topic.
Maybe so.
This is a whole different topic.
WWE guys.
They are.
All of them.
They are. Adam Cole failed. Adam Cole don't even look like what he used to look like at all, physically and mentally. He doesn't look that. He doesn't look anything like he did, like he did in NXT. Nothing.
No, look, but here's my
Miro,
point, so
Andrade. They even dropped Andrade, man. Look at Andrade's running AEW.
Yeah, it's bad creative. It's really, really bad creative. But I mean, this is why I hate he's a former WWE guy, because you bring in a WWE guy, there's too many WWE guys. You bring in New Japan guys, well, we're tired of these guys. We don't know who they are. You start up somebody new, or Orange Cassidy, we don't like that gimmick. Daniel Garcia, he's a nobody. Oh, Bobby Lashley, he's an ex-WWE guy. Oh, well, this guy's in New Japan. Bro, there is no, you're not going to make anybody fucking happy. Everybody's going to find something to complain about every last single person on the roster.
Jesse, my thing is, and I think people have a difficult time understanding where I'm coming from. My thing is, the more you bring in someone like this, unless you are an already established top guy, and I mean like Swerve, MJF, fucking Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, right? Those whoever. You bring in a guy like Bobby Lashley and you put him on your show. He's going to be a featured act semi-regularly. Correct? You're not bringing him in to have him appear one day and then take 4 weeks off, and then we'll see Bobby Lashley next month when he does what he's got to do. No, it's not going to happen that way. You bring in someone like Bobby Lashley, you are actively moving whoever is on that existing roster down yet another peg. But then the company wants me to believe that Danny Garcia is the next top guy in the company. How the fuck can you look at Danny Garcia as the next top guy in the company when I'm looking at Bobby Lashley, who looks like he could snap Daniel Garcia with the fucking blink of an eye? How am I supposed to believe in that? That's where I'm coming from.
You got to give him a chance to give him time, I guess, man.
By the time he gets a chance, Bobby Lashley will be gone.
If you keep bringing in WWE guys, people don't like that. If you build up your own, people don't want to wait and give them time to develop. What do you do?
Or Tony Khan doesn't have the patience to develop.
So what do you do?
Stop bringing in fucking everybody under the sun.
But you got to, because this guy's not getting over. Oh, that guy's not doing it. This guy's not good enough. This guy's gimmick is wrong. It all falls back to creative, man. That is the core of it. I can bring in any WWE guy. My thing is, it's about changing what they used to do. If you bring in somebody from WWE and give them the exact same gimmick and character that they just had on TV on WWE, I think that's a fail. Do something different. Change it up. Make the gimmick, make the character something of something of AEW, as opposed to just, here we go, he was in WWE, same gimmick. Now we're over here, Hurt Business, same gimmick. We're just going to rename it. Do something different. Change it up. Make it to the point where it's like, this is not the same fucking guy. If it's the same guy, then yeah, you're going to relate him to a WWE guy.
Well, the Hurt Business is here because they truly believe. I appreciate that they love something so much and they wanted to see it through and see it succeed, and they were not given the opportunity to do so. So they're bringing it back here, which I appreciate, and Tony's letting them do that. Fine. But the Hurt Business was only put together to make Bobby Lashley the WWE champion. And then Vince saw Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, and he said, I'm not pushing these fucking guys. I got what I want. I got my guy, the star, the WWE champion. I don't need these fucking other guys. We just need MVP to walk him out to the ring. Fuck these other guys. It's the only reason why the Hurt Business was around. Then they wanted to redo it again under Triple H, and Triple H said, listen, bro, there's nothing I can do here. There's nothing for you here. It's dead. It was a Vince concept. We killed it, and we're not bringing it back. But my point stands. This is how I genuinely feel. Every time I see these people on my television, it's like, all right, Bobby Lashley's on television. Who's not going to be featured on TV now that absolutely should be featured? When was the last time we saw Ricochet wrestle? The pay-per-view?
I saw him on Saturday.
On Dynamite. I don't care about Saturday. Saturday is meaningless. It forwards no story. When was the last time we saw Ricochet on Dynamite?
What was it, 2 weeks ago?
You signed Ricochet to AEW, and he's not on the show in 2 weeks? For 2 weeks?
You have a 2-hour program with a full roster, man. Everybody's not going to be featured every week. We even talked about how that was a good thing. You don't want to see everyone every week.
It's a good thing, but not for guys like Ricochet. It's not.
So which ones should be there every week, and which ones should not be there every week?
I don't know, man. Why are we still seeing Dark Order on television?
Yeah, I can't argue that one.
Why are we seeing Top Flight on television? Why are we seeing these bums on television? I don't get it.
No, me either. You got me there. I don't know. I do not know. It's just not a good fit. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel important. No.
My point is, you bring in someone like Ricochet. He's making a lot of money. His fiance went out there and said, "Well, my husband's a millionaire. I don't need to do anything anymore." Tony's paying him well to sit home. Tony's paying him well to wrestle on fucking Rampage in front of 200,000 people.
Bro, he just got here. Relax. He's not stuck in catering. He just got here.
Bro, we just complained last week that the guy's already made it to Rampage VIP.
Yeah, it's not good to be on Rampage. No,
you bring in the world-renowned Ricochet and you put him on Rampage to wrestle who? I don't even remember who he wrestled. Serpentico? Who did he wrestle?
No, that's just an unnecessary risk of injury. What are you gonna do if he gets hurt on Rampage? And that I can't agree with. He shouldn't be anywhere near Rampage. But I don't see anything wrong with him not being here every last single week. Burnout is real.
It's a problem. No matter how well the stories are with who they want to put on television, AEW is always going to have a roster that is absolutely a lost cause. Most of them are not finding work because Tony wants to bring in this one and that one, and he wants to bring in someone like Bobby Lashley, who I'm assuming is not cheap, and you're pushing every other talent on that roster down another spot. Meanwhile, I thought this was the place where people would come and the opportunity would be there. The opportunity is not there anymore. AEW is not the land of opportunity that it once was 3 years ago. It wasn't. It was the opportunity then. Now it's not. It's not that anymore. Tony is bringing in, I genuinely believe, whether you like me or not, Tony signing Bobby Lashley on the surface level is a great signing. Because you're not going to let someone like Bobby Lashley just sit out there in free agency. I thought he would have been very well in TNA. I thought that was the right move for him. I thought the entire Hurt business would have been great in TNA. But that's not where they went. They went to AEW. But I do think that he thinks he needs to do something. He knows. He's not going to admit it, but he needs to do something. He knows he's got to do something. And his mentality is, and this is where I find the similarities to Vince, let me throw money at it. Let me see if it goes away. Let me see if my problems get fixed by throwing money at it. That's not going to work. Bobby Lashley is great for television. I'm excited to see where the story goes. Don't mix up what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to bring up genuine concerns because it seems like we're in this vicious cycle. Let's go get this one. Let's go get that one. Let's go sign this. Let's go sign that. And what happens? We sit here 6 months from now asking ourselves, well, that shit sucked. They didn't really make much of a difference. Did Okada make a difference? Did Mercedes make a difference? Did Will Ospreay make a difference in any of the numbers that Tony looks at weekly as far as if his show is hot or popular or cold? No. They did not make any difference whatsoever. So Bobby Lashley is not going to make a difference.
I don't think it has anything to do with the people he's bringing in. I don't think there's anything wrong with the people he's bringing in. I think there's something tragically wrong with what they're doing with the people when they bring them in. That is the fail. It is not because they're ex-WWE guys. It's because they're not being booked or treated or just used correctly. That is the problem. The roster itself is fine.
Or how about this? It's not their problem. It's not their fault. They're walking into months of neglect and damage, and then they're asked to maybe put a stop to it or fix it, and they can't. And then they end up getting the blame. And then they're looked at as, well, Bobby Lashley got brought in here. He didn't make a lick of a difference. But how much of a difference can he make if the creative sucks? And the creative has been so bad for the last several months. I would say the entire 2024. You're expecting someone like that to come on in and fix it. I don't think that's very fair of a Bobby Lashley or this one or that one. So it all at the end of the day, we all cycle back and it all falls into the lap of Tony Khan.
Yeah, I don't know if they are. I don't know if TK is citing these people saying, well, it's not working out and it's your fault. I mean, I don't know if that's happening behind the scenes or not, but they're coming in and the impact is not being seen, but it is not the talent they're bringing in. There is nothing wrong wrestling wise or anything like that with the guys they're bringing in. It's just creative. It's all creative. It's not even close to, oh, maybe this guy shouldn't have done this. No, it's all creative. These guys are doing everything that they're being paid to do, but the creative is just bad. It is just bad. If the creative was on point and everything was great, no one would be giving two shits about where they came from. But again, they're coming in with the same gimmick as WWE. It's not getting better in AEW, and creative is really shitty. So they're going to look back and say, well, it's because of this. It's all because of creative. Well, they bring in ex-WWE guys. It's because of creative. Well, it's because they're bringing in New Japan guys. It's all because of creative. The creative is really fucking bad. That's why it's not working out. It has nothing to do with where they used to work for. It has nothing to do with it. These guys are fantastic. They're all talented for the most part, but you give them shit, and that's what you're going to get in return.
It's creative. It certainly is creative.
It's shitty. It's really shitty creative.
We are going to get into, there are genuine concerns. This is why we love what we do here. There are genuine concerns. Are we excited to see where this story goes? Sure. Am I excited to see what type of hurt business we get in AEW? Sure. But there are genuine concerns when we keep piling on to an already bloated roster. It's very difficult to sit here and say, you know, great that Bobby Lashley's here, but what about the other people that are waiting for television time that may certainly at this point never come? You know, a brand split. We've talked about splitting the rosters. Tony was asked about it. It's something that he said that he's given some thought to. I don't think they're going to go that way, but something like that could definitely help them, because if I know who I'm getting on Wednesday and I know who I'm getting on Saturday, I would actually be a little bit more open to watching Saturday nights. I would. But right now, it's nothing more than a fucking Tony Khan variety hour that's through a randomizer, and whoever he picks out of the randomizer is on TV.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We're sitting there complaining about the creative we're getting on Dynamite. Are people aware that splitting the rosters will mean that the creative has more of a job to do now? Now they have to come up with creative for not one, but two shows. I mean, granted, they're supposed to be doing that now, but it's supposed to be one, cohesive storyline. They got to make them two separate storylines and make them both interesting if they split the brands. Who goes to what brand? How come this brand is getting more attention than the other? It all makes sense if your creative is on point, but if your creative is shitty, you're going to have one fantastic show and a really, really bad show, because you can't do creative right for
Jesse,
one. How are you going to do it right for two?
There is no creative on Saturday. It's nothing more than a fucking PBS variety hour. That's all it is on Saturday.
And what is a brand split gonna do?
It would alleviate a lot of the problems that they have now with the bloated roster, and it would give a little bit more star power to both Dynamite and Collision and give us a reason to watch. In fact, it may actually help boost ticket sales as well, because if you're buying a ticket to the show, how many times has Tony Khan announced what's happening on Saturday? And if he does, who the fuck is going to come out to buy a ticket and sit in that venue to watch Hologram versus Commander? Like, that's not what people want to see. That's what AEW's audience stupidly wants to see. You're not building towards a casual audience. You're not filling venues. How ridiculous does it look when they're seating fucking 1,500 people? How many people were in Collision's attendance on Saturday? Less than 1,800. They tried to fill a 12,000 seat venue with 1,800 people. The optics of that are ridiculous. Now, if you give me a roster that I know is going to be on Saturday every single week with some top names and some creative behind it, how many more people would come out to say, you know what? I want to buy a ticket. I want to go sit there. You know what? I want to bypass watching something else, and I'm going to watch AEW Collision on a Saturday because I'm invested in the stories that they're telling. So you think that they don't have a creative now. They want it that way. That's exactly what they want. They don't want any more workload. Tony wants to be a matchmaker. Tony wants to be a booker. He doesn't want to go out and hire a creative writer. He doesn't want to go out and hire a team specifically to book AEW Collision. He likes the way it is right now because it's not anything strenuous on what he has to do. They need cohesive creative. They need teams in place. They need a reason. They don't have any of this. You can't throw matches out there and sign big names without any fucking creative and then expect me to care about what you're producing. The roster is bloated. You got to give me a reason to watch the shows. I've been preaching this to the choir for months. I don't know, man.
I'm just like, if you split the rosters, now you have to come up with something for these big stars to do over on this other show, and they can't get creative right on this show. Why am I in my right mind would I expect them to split the rosters and come up with creative for 2 primetime shows when they can't get it right for 1?
You're right. Tony won't shovel power off to someone else. He won't.
It's
that's the problem.
You're going to have all of the talent on the show that's getting less focus is going to be completely wasted. And now you got A-list stars over there.
I don't know. Bobby,
better creative. Everything wrong. You just did a podcast, The State of AEW.
Well, this is
bad.
This is
end of show.
This is like a continuation of what we did on Thursday.
Yeah. But that's just it. Creative is bad. That's the state of it. Period. That is the state of the company. It is really bad. That is what's wrong with AEW. Everything else is salvageable. The creative is really bad.
I don't know. We got to fix it somehow. Bobby Lashley's in. You know, it's all in the follow-up. He's here. He looks great. We know what he's capable of. He's got accomplishment after accomplishment. Is he going to factor in a meaningful way on AEW television? The jury is out. That remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. Adam Cole, he made his in-ring return tonight. He wrestled Buddy Matthews. I am very happy Adam Cole is back on television. He's one of my genuine favorites, not only in AEW, but all of pro wrestling. He wrestled Buddy Matthews tonight. Also one of my personal favorites. Buddy Matthews is incredible. We will definitely deep dive into what is going on there because it certainly looks like we got a tease of maybe the Undisputed Era returning. And we have a potential feud for Undisputed Era if they do indeed go and put those guys back together against the House of Black. So
we'll Beast Mortos?
No.
No?
No, Beast Mortos. Beast Mortos is in LFI.
They're trying to recruit him.
The Undisputed Kingdom are trying to recruit Beast Mortos.
I fucking told you that if you'd have paid attention to my Collision review.
Bro, he's in LFI. How could they recruit Beast Mortos?
I just watched the show, bro. I don't book them. I kid you not.
Well, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Adam Cole, Buddy Matthews, we'll talk about it. Danny Garcia has targeted the TNT title even more so tonight. Private Party won the tag team championships. Are you excited for them? Sure. They're HOG day oneers. So, of course, I'm excited for Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn. But does it mean anything? Again, the jury's out on that one. We'll talk about that. And then Orange Cassidy, Blackpool Combat Club, and the fucking Dork Order and Top Flight, who should book a fucking one-way ticket out of this goddamn feud because they look all like losers. They, again, brawled on Dynamite. No excitement, no emotion. And then Darby Allin descends from the rafters facing the wrong way. It was all discombobulated. He gets put through the table, and the table fucking collapsed while he's laying on it. Just a complete mess. Blackpool Combat Club angle supposedly was forwarded tonight after they attacked Brandon Cutler of the Elite. And our worst nightmares may be coming true, Jesse. It looks like the Elite, as teased tonight, may be the saviors of AEW.
Called it.
My God, man. Jesse said the creative is bad, man. That is a fucking understatement. Holy shit.
I fucking knew it. Want to know how I knew it? I knew it because it is a really stupid idea.
It is a terrible idea, which, if you guys are not aware, if they go and do that, all of 2024, most of all of 2024, as far as the Elite are concerned, is a complete waste of time, man. They want you to think it never fucking happened. Awful. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us here on your Wednesday nights. We're going to get into this quickly. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go follow Jesse on X as well, Chi-Town Smark on X and on YouTube. I linked his channel down below in the description. And the Dodgers are 3 outs from winning the World Series in 5 games.
Yes, they are.
Oh, my goodness.
I will be doing a live tomorrow evening this week in wrestling. So join and hit subscribe, please.
There you go. So go do that for me. Super chats are open. Great way to support the show. We already got a $100 bomb from my guy, Thomas Franco. So let's get those super chats on in here. We'll hang out at the end of the show like we usually do with our cold beverages. Hit that thumbs up. We got 500 likes. I'd love to see 1,000 likes tonight on the AEW Dynamite post right here on OTS. And please go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Plenty of it. We were busy last week. We were live on Monday for Monday Night Raw, which was a very boring show. Even they are not immune to the boredom on Monday night. But hopefully we get through
90 seconds.
90 seconds. Hopefully we get through this Crown Jewel post. And then Jason and I, the Solid Monster and I, were live last night for episode 71 of Tuesday Night Titans. Great discussion. Little bit of a different take. I prepped questions that I had concerns with about this new WWE ID program, this independent development program. And I asked Solid Monster questions in rapid fire fashion on what we need to do to kind of calm everybody's nerves about this ID program from WWE. So if you guys want to go check that out, please go do so. It is on the channel right now. On top of all your weekly pro wrestling news, as only the Titans can deliver on Tuesday nights, every single Tuesday. We will not be live on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, because it's election night. We're taking the week off. We'll be back the following week, as always, with episode 72 at our regularly scheduled time.
I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about this WWE ID thing. I mean, I'm seeing the pros and cons. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about the overall ordeal about it. I mean, it to me, I look at it. I think the bigger picture is the indie scene is very expensive, and it's usually a just a money sinkhole for independent promoters trying to run it. This can help keep the indie scene afloat with a decent stream of money coming into these different promotions. But yes, it does pretty much give WWE the stronghold on talent as they get developed through the indie scene. It doesn't stop AEW from doing the same thing or working with other indie promotions. I don't think WWE will have all of the indie promotions. So to keep these guys afloat, paying these stars so they can have a living wage as they still train and learn how to be a pro wrestler ready for TV.
That's a great thing. I think
it's a good thing.
That's a great thing. The thing is, there was a report today that said WWE has signed several independent talent to the program already. Now, this came from PW Insider. They will be able to go and work freely wherever they want, and match outcomes and who they wrestle is not going to be a problem, and WWE is not going to interfere on that. They're going to get financial backing to train to hopefully one day become a WWE superstar. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, to become a WWE superstar. But the thing is, WWE, they may be the biggest game in town and everybody wants to be there, but they are probably the dirtiest players in the game. If you are telling us that they're free and able to work wherever they want, sure, that'll apply to the lower tier guys that you might not be interested in right now. But if you're going to go out there and sign someone to the ID program, for example, like a Speedball Mike Bailey or a Zilla Fatu, are you really going to allow him to go work wherever he wants and work whomever he wants, whatever company he wants, and match outcomes however it needs to be? You think WWE's not going to get involved with that?
Well, Come on, man. For me, that would be the case where guys like that just need to be in NXT. I mean, if you know you're going to want them, you don't want them going to other indie promotions, you don't want them losing, then just put them in NXT. They are no longer in the ID program. The guys in the ID program should be the guys there where you don't care if they go to other indie promotions and if they lose and things like that. If you care that much, didn't need to be in NXT.
So we'll see, man. That's still a developing story. I will probably have an extra on it tomorrow. We will definitely talk more about it. Jason and I really covered everybody's concerns. Literally, we covered everybody's concerns with the announcement yesterday on TNT. Go and check it out. It's a really great listen. So let's get into Dynamite. We start with Orange Cassidy, and he cuts a promo. Before I get into what Orange Cassidy said, I appreciate when said company takes said talent who's undergoing some sort of attitude change or attitude adjustment or gimmick change, and they make the appropriate changes. Orange Cassidy comes out in blue denim and a white t-shirt, and he's very lazy. He lazily gets by. Tonight, he came out in black denim, and he came out wearing a black t-shirt, and he was out there kind of just bearing his soul to the 3,500 in attendance in Cleveland tonight. So aesthetically, Jesse, I appreciate the fact that, Moxley's trying to pull out a different side of these guys, and Jon Moxley is targeting Orange Cassidy first. Orange Cassidy had his friend beat up last week in Chuck Taylor, which I thought was kind of lame because we had to wait 2 hours for Chuck Taylor to be beat up, and nobody knew where Chuck Taylor was for all these months. And then he comes out tonight after the attack, and he's kind of looking like he's going to a funeral. He looks a little angry. He looks a little darker in appearance, man. I appreciate that type of thing.
Yeah, he came out as... He didn't come out as Orange Cassidy. He came out as James. He came out as James, what's his last name? Kipperly, I think it is. He came out as himself. He came out as a human being. And I think that's the first sign. And we had talked about this before. We talked about guys like Orange Cassidy being a main eventer. He's not going to be able to be a main eventer with his OC gimmick. I think this is the first change of him being in a top spot and changing that gimmick into something more serious. Maybe it took something more serious to get him out of that lazy gimmick into something a little bit more, something that the crowd can get behind as a top babyface in the company.
So he came out. Actually, before he came out, there was a video playing about Jon Moxley, doing what he's doing with the Blackpool Combat Club. It showed them leaving the arena last week with Claudio yelling that Jon Moxley built this place 5 years ago with his bare hands, and then all of a sudden we hear a voice yelling, "Turn it off! Turn it off!" Orange Cassidy made his way to the ring. No music. Fans were chanting "Freshly Squeezed." He said, "That's enough. See, I don't do this. I don't do none of this. This is not who I am. I don't come out here and tell you I'm a leader for 10 minutes. I am no leader. That's not what I am." He said after he saw what he saw last week, his best friend Chuck Taylor getting his neck crushed with a chair, he looked around and was surrounded by talented people he admires. He says, "They are all very young, though." He said he's surrounded by the future of AEW. They have no idea of the danger they are in. They have no idea of the danger that Jon Moxley is. He said if Moxley gets his way, there won't be an AEW, and those young wrestlers have no AEW. He said Moxley doesn't need AEW, whereas he doesn't exist without AEW. Fans started chanting AEW, and he said now he knows what he needs to do. He says he needs to cut the head off the snake and make sure nobody else gets hurt. And I will do it alone, by myself, to protect everybody. He took off his sunglasses. It looked like he had some black under his eyes. And challenged Moxley to a match for the AEW World Championship. And takes the symbol of AEW and what it represents. He will win that title and put it in his backpack. Cassidy said, "John, let me know. I'm not hard to find. I am where I am every single week, right here in this ring, because I am freshly squeezed. Orange Cassidy, I'm your next AEW World Champion, and I still don't need a catchphrase." He dropped the mic, and he left the ring. Now, I thought this was a solid enough promo for Orange Cassidy, who, Jesse, we don't usually see cut a promo. I love the fact that the crowd, now you could make fun of the crowd for being kind of quiet tonight, which they have been. It's been lifeless in these arenas and it hasn't been very exciting like we know Dynamite could be. But the crowd was eerily quiet, Jesse. When someone speaks, they didn't say anything. There wasn't no fucking shenanigans. There were no silly chants. There was no geek in the crowd trying to get his 15 seconds of fame. When Orange Cassidy spoke, he was given the floor to do so, and they respected him for it, and they let him talk without any other sounds around him. I took that as, man, this AEW audience really respects Orange Cassidy and the work that he's done over the 5 years to let this guy go out there and speak without any interruption, man. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally a complete change. You know, this was not the same Orange Cassidy that's been coming out. So they wanted to absorb everything that he was putting out there. Like, what's going to happen? What new Orange Cassidy is this? Let's hear it. He's pouring his heart out. Let's see what he's got. And he did. I mean, nothing in this promo was the same as the other cookie cutter Orange Cassidy, except the part where he says he doesn't have a catchphrase, because that is his catchphrase. Thought that was kind of ironic, but they are quiet, they are attentive, they want to see what he's got.
Now, I know a lot of people are going to make fun of this match being the main event for Full Gear. My question is, and this is a legitimate concern creatively, we all know Orange Cassidy's not going to beat Jon Moxley and become the AEW World Champion. We all know that Jon Moxley is going to run through Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy will probably be shifted to do something else creatively, and he'll move on to something else creatively. How is the perception here, Jesse? Because from my point of view, when Orange Cassidy loses at Full Gear, this is one of AEW's major problems. A lot of what they do is very predictable. When you have a championship match like this, and there's absolutely zero believability, and there's zero drama, this is what you get. This is a huge problem, Tony, for AEW. There's no unpredictability. Like, we're going into this pay-per-view, we're spending $50 for this pay-per-view, and I already know the winner of this match. I know Jon Moxley's walking out and still the AEW World Champion. That is a problem. Is the perception, Jesse, of Orange Cassidy after Full Gear going to be any different than, I would say, at any other time in the 5 years that we've seen Orange Cassidy on television? Oh, man, he's wearing black now. Oh, man, he's wearing a black T-shirt. Oh, man, he's got a little attitude adjustment now. He's going to be a little bit more grittier. Is that enough for Orange Cassidy for me to say, you know what, this is a top guy? Moxley's whole thing is he's going to pull the top guys out of these guys. He wants to bring AEW back to its roots, right? This is who he's starting with. But even after this, are we going to look at Orange Cassidy as a top guy? I know I'm not.
Well, I mean, you already plan on not? I mean, no matter what you see?
I plan on not, yes.
No matter what happens?
No matter what happens. Nope.
Well, that's just the wrong attitude to have, man.
No, that's not the wrong attitude to have, because I'm smart enough to realize that no matter what they do, after what we've been given for 5 years, they treated him not like a top guy, and even after wrestling Jon Moxley and losing for the AEW Championship, he's still not going to be a top guy.
When you say that no matter what happens, you're not going to like it, then you're just putting yourself, I mean, that's just a negative attitude. That's the wrong attitude to have. I want to see what they do. And when it comes out like shit, I'm going to call it as shit. Do I expect it to be great? No. But I'm open to see what they do. And if it's good, I'll call it as good. But you're already burying it before it even fucking happens.
Bro, Jon Moxley is going to wrestle Orange Cassidy and predictably win the match at the pay-per-view, man.
Roman Reigns had that title for like 80,000 days. How many times did you expect him to actually lose it when he had a match?
Why did Roman Reigns wear the gold glove? Because everything he did in that early run, he turned to gold, bro.
But you knew he was going to win all of those matches.
It doesn't matter. The whole point is they built him up to a point where when he fucking even came to a loss, so close to a loss, it was fucking exciting.
But you knew he was going to lose. Whoever he was facing, you knew that guy was going to lose and Roman was going to lose.
Bro, we're not sitting here comparing Jon Moxley to Roman Reigns.
We're comparing the fact of knowing the outcome of a match before it happens.
We're not here comparing an outcome in AEW to an outcome in a Roman Reigns match. I'm not doing it.
Okay, Cody. You know he's going to lose. You still watch his matches.
We know Cody's going to lose?
Who's Cody going to lose to? I'm sorry, lose. I said lose. I meant win. You know Cody's going to win. But why watch his matches?
Cody is going to win against who?
It's not about who wins or lose. It's about the story you tell in the match. In the match, coming out of the match, what happens after the match.
Bro, Orange Cassidy is not going anywhere after this, bro. What are you on, man? He's not going anywhere after this. Where's he going?
I'll let you know when I see it. I don't know.
If they wanted to make Orange Cassidy a world champion now, they would have made him a world champion in 5 years already.
And they can't start right now.
No. Nobody's going to believe Orange Cassidy's world champion. Nobody.
And there you have it then. You're not going to enjoy it no matter what, man.
It should be a great match, just like how I'm looking forward to Gunther and Cody Rhodes. It should be a great match. There's no fucking story going into it.
But
John Moxley and Orange Cassidy is going to be a great match. I don't give a fuck what happens after the thing because I know Orange Cassidy's not going to be a major star in the company. He's not.
I almost want him to be now, just to.
Well, then the whole storyline ends.
It's not gonna. So everything you want from Orange is not gonna happen overnight or by the next pay-per-view. But everything has to start somewhere.
It's a predictable outcome, a very predictable outcome, and this is not the only outcome that AEW has given us in a very predictable fashion. Orange Cassidy could be great. He's a great international champion. He had his little story there where he was defending it 28 times in a row, and he was beaten and battered, and then when he eventually lost it, it was like, all right, I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now look,
that's the height of Orange Cassidy in AEW, bro. I don't see him any further than that.
Look, I don't expect Orange to be a breakout fucking star from the gimmick he started with. But if they plan to make him a main eventer, it's going to have to require some gimmick change, a change that we started to see tonight. Now, it could fail like most other things have been failing in AEW, and it wouldn't shock me. But I'm not saying it's an impossibility. It's a possibility. So I want to see if they can pull it off. And if it starts to come out like shit, I'm going to sit here and be like, well, look, it was shit. I sat here and said this is going to be the summer of the women in AEW. The women are going to kill it this summer in AEW. It was shit. I had to come here and say, nope, I was hoping for it, but it was shit. I'm not going to jump to it and say it's going to be garbage no matter what. I mean, you don't know that. This is why we watch.
So you're actually saying you're giving this place the benefit of the doubt after being let down over and over and over again?
I don't have my expectations in the sky like this is going to be it. Orange Cassidy is going to save the company and improve the ratings. This is going to be. No, I think you misread me if you think I'm thinking that. If they plan on making Orange a main eventer and they have a gimmick change for it, I'm here for it. Let me see it. I'm not saying it's definitely going to work. I'm also not saying it's definitely going to fail, though. That's the key. I want to see what they do with it. If I already have a predetermined this is going to suck no matter what, why am I doing these reviews? Why am I watching this show? I want to watch it to see how it comes out. If it comes out shit, I'm going to come here and say, this was shit. If they come out and say it was great, hey, man, they pulled it off. It was fucking great. But I'm not going to bury it before it even happens.
I've seen enough AEW to know that this is going nowhere.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Likely, yeah. If you want me to put money on it or take an educated guess, I would say yes. It's not going to end very well.
We'll see what happens. Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews. The Dodgers are 2 outs from the World Series. Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews. This is Adam Cole's first match in 14 months.
1 out.
Away from the World Series. 2 outs away from the World Series. This is Adam Cole's first match in 14 months back. Since the injury, he broke his ankle. He needed 2 surgeries. He's wrestling Buddy Matthews tonight after last week. Buddy Matthews just randomly calls out Adam Cole, wants to pull out Adam Cole, the Adam Cole that he remembers. Adam Cole asks, why do you got a problem with me? What's your problem? You're too fragile, baby, said Buddy Matthews. And this is the match that we got here tonight. Now, Adam Cole is great. He's a great pro wrestler. I miss the old Adam Cole. Adam Cole back on AEW television is a win for the fans and a win for AEW because they get a main event level guy back in Adam Cole. But the thing is, the match itself, the ankle, the way that they sold it, the way that they went about it, tonight, I knew it was going to be a focus in the match because why wouldn't it be? It's just Pro Wrestling 101. But, man, did they make it look a little silly tonight? We got a ref stoppage, kind of. I think the doctor came out there. Doc Sampson came out there. He wanted to stop the match because of the ankle. Adam Cole was gingerly kind of rolling his ankle because he was not very comfortable tonight. Middle of the match, Doc Sampson asked if he wanted to stop it because of the ankle. Adam Cole said no. And they just really kind of embellished on the ankle a little bit to a point where it's like, all right, well, he can't walk. He's obviously very bothered by it. And then he ends up kind of wiping that all away to do things that someone with a bum ankle like Adam Cole shouldn't really be doing. And then he ends up beating Buddy Matthews 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring tonight. What'd you think of Adam Cole's return? What'd you think of the way that they kind of sold the ankle tonight? Did you find it to be a little silly?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't enjoy the ankle sell. I mean, how much longer are we gonna do that? The guy just got back from the injury. His very first match, the ankle is already a problem. I mean, I look, I get it. It's fucking kayfabe, man. I mean, I get it, but I think, me personally, I think it's already bad enough you got him beating Buddy Matthews. Now he beat him with a half broken leg. I mean, Buddy is not a jobber, dude. This guy's supposed to be a hard out. He is not supposed to be an easy win for anyone, much less when you have a broken fucking ankle and you're limping on it. But I get it. It's the story being told. I understand it. But where do we go next week? Is the ankle still hurt? To me, it looked like he just came back from surgery and now he's limping around in the ring and he shouldn't be back.
He came out.
That's what it looks like.
He came out. Everything looked fine. Middle of the match. The ankle was really compromised. He wins the match by doing things off the ankle. And then after the match was over, they shake hands. We'll get to how that happened. Shake hands. Malachi ends up showing up in the ring. Cool segment. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then they cut a promo on the back. The Undisputed Kingdom cut a promo on the back, and Adam Cole's getting his ankle checked out. Like, is the ankle bothered or is the ankle not being bothered?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Why are you telling two conflicting stories here? If the ankle is going to be an issue, then have him sell the issue throughout the duration of what you're trying to tell. Don't tell me the ankle and don't show me the ankle. All right, he's cleared to go, and then sell the ankle and tell me he can't work on the ankle, only for him to work on the ankle and then win the match on the ankle and then go get the ankle checked out as if there's a problem with the ankle. Like, you can't be doing all this up and down. It's one or the other, honestly.
World Series champions.
It's over.
There you go.
I don't believe it. Yankees lost in 5 games, and they clinch in New York City. Unbelievable.
How did they finish the season? The Yankees.
Oh, they had 90 wins.
Number 1 seed.
Yeah, they were number 1, yeah.
Wow.
So that's my point with the ankle. It's like it's all over the place. It's either one or the other. And like I said, like Jesse said, Buddy Matthews should not be treated as a fucking let me throw him out there to lose a match. He's always that guy. Why? Well, I don't really get it. Buddy Matthews, believe it or not, you may not like Buddy Matthews. Anybody listening to this may not think much of Buddy Matthews. He is one of the best pro wrestlers in the world, honestly. What he does in that ring is fucking great. And they couldn't have picked a better opponent for Adam Cole.
Well, if it makes you feel better, he's facing Malachi Black next week.
A rematch from TakeOver Philadelphia during the Black and Gold era.
This is I do not get this. I do not understand why. I mean, he's going to face 2 out of the 3 members of House of Black, and the last match is going to be against fucking Roddy.
Malachi and Adam Cole had one of the best NXT Black and Gold matches ever. Opened NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Street fight. So, yes, we'll get to that. Kyle O'Reilly. We got to mention Kyle O'Reilly here. He was watching on a monitor before they went to a commercial break. Matthews landed a running knee on Cole from the ring apron. They cut to a double picture-in-picture. Kyle O'Reilly, this is the 2nd week in a row now where he's been kind of eyeing Adam Cole since Adam Cole's been back. He was watching last week. Tonight he's watching his match with Buddy Matthews. It looks like Kyle O'Reilly may be moved from the conglomeration, and it looks like they may be setting up a subtle tease here for a reunion of the Undisputed Era. Or I should say whatever the Undisputed Era was in NXT minus Bobby Fish, because Bobby Fish won't be back in AEW because of previous interactions with Tony Khan. He said...
Don't forget Beast Mortos, too.
And yes, the Beast Mortos. Bobby Fish is not coming back if that's the case, because he went and publicly stated that he would go to war for Triple H anytime while being a contracted AEW talent. If you want to get on Tony Khan's shit list, that's the way to do it.
That's there you go. Stupid.
So Kyle O'Reilly's watching. We'll talk and cycle back about Kyle O'Reilly in a little bit. Matthews blocked the Panama Sunrise, and Cole went for a sunset flip. Matthews blocked it and snapped his ankle several times. He stomped on Cole's ankle a couple of more times after that. And even on top of the ringside steps, Cole collapsed to the floor. Ringside doctor came and checked on him, and they put a stop to the match. Buddy Matthews got on the microphone and said that he couldn't just walk away now, could he? I thought I got Adam Cole tonight, but this new Adam Cole is a little bitch. So Buddy Matthews called Adam Cole a bitch. Cole limped back to the ring. They started going blow for blow. Matthews fired back. Matthews stomped away on Cole's boot, yelled for him to stand up. Cole super kicked him in the face twice, lowered the knee pad. His leg gave out, selling the ankle. He looked for an opening, did Buddy, and delivered a high knee. He then landed a stomp for a 2 count. And Matthews throws Cole a white towel and invited him to throw the towel in and end the match. Cole threw it back at him. Cole then landed a series of super kicks and a running knee. Matthews blocked yet another Panama Sunrise and landed another stomp. Cole kicked out, and he kicked out at a 1, and he hulked up. I never want to see Adam Cole hulk up again. That was ridiculous.
No, not at all.
They showed MJF watching from his library at his home, his palatial estate, MJF. Cole landed the Panama Sunrise on his 3rd attempt. Matthews rolled ringside. Cole landed the Panama Sunrise off the ring apron on the outside. He threw Matthews back in the ring, and he landed the running knee, which he obviously calls the boom for the 1, 2, 3. And they showed O'Reilly again watching backstage, nodding in approval. After the match, Cole told Matthews he knows what he did and he appreciates it. He said he just reminded him who the real Adam Cole is, and he thanked him, and they shook hands, believe it or not. Lights went out, and the last thing that we saw was Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews shaking hands. The lights come back on, and Malachi is standing where Buddy was, and he is the one now shaking hands with Adam Cole, which I thought was a cool little visual. Fans chanted, "Holy shit." Cole backed away, and he exited the ring. Now, Jesse, we can sit here and say Buddy Matthews deserves better. It's not about Buddy Matthews. Hopefully, they realize what they have in Buddy Matthews because he just re-upped with them, I believe, not too long ago. House of Black should obviously be a priority on these shows. I think they're fantastic. I thought Adam Cole looked great tonight. We'll start there. What did you think of Adam Cole's performance coming off the ankle? I was a little worried about how he would be moving in the ring, but I thought he moved well in the ring. And I know there are some people out there that might have thought, well, why are we throwing him into a rigorous series of matches? Let's ease him into television first. Maybe a tag team match. Maybe kind of, getting the rust off first. They're throwing him right into the fire, man. How did you think he performed? I think he looked great.
Adam Cole does not need tag team warm-up matches, bro. I don't know who thought that, but when Adam Cole is ready to go, Adam Cole is ready to go. And tonight he looked like he was fucking ready to go. So I don't know what that is all about. I mean, he's not. You save those kind of matches for people who are green and don't know what to fucking do. And from what I heard, Adam Cole handpicked Buddy Matthews for his first match back.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that was for a very particular reason because he was not fucking worried about working the match. So the match looked great. They put on a fantastic match, like of course they would. I don't get the selling of the ankle and all of that stuff, but as far as how Adam Cole looked fucking great. Looked like Adam fucking Cole, man.
Now, next week, they booked Adam Cole versus Malachi Black. Like I mentioned, this is a rematch from NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, and that was a great match. I'm very interested to see what they do next week. That's going to be something to look out for. Clearly, they are planting seeds for Adam Cole and the House of Black. Now, Adam Cole and the Kingdom are obviously the group right now that he's a part of. I don't think that's going to be the case. I do think that at the end of it all, it's going to be Taven and Bennett turning on the Undisputed Kingdom, and I think they will find themselves aligned with MJF. That's just the way that I see it. I hope that's not the case at all, but I just have a feeling that's where we're going. I think Adam Cole Obviously, he beat Buddy Matthews tonight. I think he'll end up getting the victory next week over Malachi, though I'd like to see a little unpredictability. I would actually have Malachi win next week and send Adam Cole to a 1-1 record on this road to 3 wins here to get MJF at Full Gear. But I do think he gets the victory. We haven't gotten a match with Roddy yet. MJF laid the rules down, Jesse. It's Adam Cole and MJF, presumably at Full Gear, but he's got to earn it. Adam Cole and Roddy both want MJF. So they both have to win 3 matches. Whoever wins 3 matches first gets MJF at Full Gear. If Adam Cole gets the second victory next week, we haven't gotten Roddy scheduled for a match yet. I'm assuming he'll get his matches either on Rampage or Collision, more than likely Collision. I think it's going to end up a situation where it goes 2-2. They both get 2 wins each, and they'll probably end up wrestling each other. Roddy and Adam Cole. I could see it definitely playing out that way, and obviously Adam Cole beating Roddy to get the match with MJF because that's what they're building to, and that's why he came back. But the House of Black, I could see Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy, and Adam Cole reforming Undisputed Era. And when he gets done with MJF, I could see them starting a first feud with the House of Black, which would be a nice trios feud, which we haven't gotten in many, many, many months, between 6 guys who are fucking great at what they do. It would really light a fire in that division. But I could see the Undisputed Era coming back. I could see the series of matches here making Adam Cole and Roddy a little stronger friendship-wise. And we get the House of Black versus the Undisputed Era on AEW television, man. I think that's going to be a win-win.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I called, or not kind of, it's exactly what I called last week when this was announced, that they were going to end up going 2-2, face each other. Then I called for a no contest or something that would lead to that match being a triple threat match at the pay-per-view instead of a 1-on-1.
Yes, you did say that. I could actually see that being the case, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. MJF was going to win. These two will come out of the match, probably at odds with each other or something like that. I mean, it's about the story that comes out of it. And again, this is what I was alluding to before. I mean, it's not about who wins or loses the match. It's about what story you tell coming out of it. What plays out? What happens? That's the interesting part. Well, it's supposed to be the interesting part about it when your creative is interesting. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I definitely see. I was wondering if they were going to lose a match 2 leading up to it, but I didn't know how much time they would have to then have to, do a 4th match in this series and everything like that. So
I would have thrown a wrench into the entire predictability of the creative. I would have had Adam Cole lose tonight.
Yeah, that would have been I would have rather have seen Adam Cole lose to Buddy Matthews. I mean, the Cole has been out for a while. Buddy is fantastic at what he does. There's been no shame in losing your first match back when you're still trying to recover from an injury. It's been no problem at all.
If Adam Cole lost this match, he would have been down 1-0. He could have even lost to Malachi next week, and could have been down 2 matches to Roddy. And Roddy wins his first two matches, and Adam Cole's got a fucking 3-match deficit here. I would do that and kind of build their matchup eventually, because they would tie 2-2, and then they would get each other in the end, which I think is going to happen, because that's the only way I could see it playing out. And their bond would even be stronger. Like, Roddy's looking at Adam Cole struggling. Obviously, he's a friend of Adam Cole. He doesn't want to see him struggle. And he's working his way back. He starts to win matches. And Roddy, kind of feels sorry and sympathetic for him. They get their match. They either go to a draw or Adam Cole squeaks out a victory, and they earn each other's respect at the end of that match. And then, you could go from there. But I'd like to see a little unpredictability thrown into it. I'd love to see Adam Cole lose next week to Malachi. Why do we have to go into this beating the House of Black? I
don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I really don't. Make it interesting. Have the Undisputed Kingdom interfere.
Yeah.
And mistakenly cost Cole the match.
Yeah.
Something. But why, like you said, why are we running through the House of Black here, man? What the fuck is going on with this?
I don't know. Backstage, Roddy, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett were with Adam Cole. And Cole says he likes being thrown right back into the fire. His ankle is not what it used to be, and it might not ever be the same again. He said he doesn't blame MJF. This is where we talked about a couple weeks ago that he should have mentioned the ankle, because that would have been the part where everybody would have felt sympathetic for Adam Cole. Instead, we all ended up feeling sympathetic for MJF, and they're playing the wrong roles. he didn't mention the ankle, and he mentioned it here tonight, that he doesn't blame MJF for the ankle injury. He doesn't blame MJF for that or for being a bad friend by not checking in on him when he was injured. He said he blames him for pretending they could have been friends. He said MJF was always going to turn on him, and he shouldn't kid himself into thinking differently. He said if MJF's tenure in AEW has fallen out with Wardlow, Danny Garcia, Sammy Guevara, amongst others, he said he has another thing coming if he thinks that was going to happen with them. He said he gives a damn about AEW and he cares about this locker room and its fans. He said MJF has never been a part of that team and never will be. And he says when he gets his hands on him at Full Gear, he said he'll be happy to teach him another lesson. 1 down, 2 to go max, he said. Always a good promo, but the way that this was shot, you know, the Kingdom was behind Adam Cole, and it just kind of gave vibes of maybe a turn is looming for the group here to turn on Adam Cole.
You should have see, man. They get a lot of moving parts with this Undisputed Kingdom stuff, and I'm genuinely interested in if they get Beast Mortos. They are trying to recruit him hard. I don't understand why you are trying to close your eyes to the Beast Mortos coming to the Undisputed Kingdom.
I don't know why we're talking about Beast Mortos, man. That's like the 6th time that you mentioned him.
Because he was on, I swear he was being recruited by the fucking Undisputed Kingdom, man.
Don Callis, who traded the Beast Mortos, apparently, to Jake the Snake Roberts. Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher, they walked out. Fletcher was sporting a new hairstyle, man.
I dig it.
Bald.
I dig it, man.
He says he's a man of his word, and he's out there to call out and stand face-to-face with Will Ospreay. He pointed to the entrance, introduced Will Ospreay, and nobody came out. He did it again, and nobody came out. And then all of a sudden, Mark Davis. Who?
Who?
Who's that?
Who?
Oh, Kyle Fletcher's old tag team partner, man. God, Mark Davis is out there. Nobody fucking knew who he was. He's out there, came out to Aussie Open's music. Fletcher says that wasn't who he expected, but it was good to see him. Davis said he wishes he could say it was good to see Kyle Fletcher. He says he knows Ospreay's laid up at home because of what he did to him. Says he doesn't know who he is looking at anymore. Fletcher says he has open eyes to the truth, and Callis has helped him see Ospreay for who he truly is. He said Ospreay kept them in his back pocket to help his career. He said Ospreay has forgotten about him, but he hasn't. He says he knew Davis would be back, and he always planned to make sure he had a place in the family. Davis said they had a united empire, and he destroyed it. Davis turned and began to walk away. Fletcher said one day, that day will come soon when he has to make a hard decision, and he has no problem cutting the past loose. I think Mark Davis walked away. That pretty much gave the answer that Fletcher was looking for about if he wants in the family or not. Now, as far as Kyle Fletcher's look, Jesse, is it something along the lines of he's going for, or Don Callis is trying to turn Kyle Fletcher into like a mini-me version of Don Callis, like a youthful, younger Don Callis? Because that's the vibe I got. Yeah,
I could see that. I was kind of iffy about this haircut thing because I thought Fletcher's hair was working for him, but this new look, man, I can get behind this. This is a new heel. This is an asshole look of his. I'm kind of liking this one. He was never like completely solid on the microphone, but over the last couple of weeks alone, you can tell he's getting more comfortable to come out and just cut a solo promo. And I think he can benefit, off feeding off of the babyface heat that Ospreay's putting out. So this is a nice little push for Kyle Fletcher, man. He can back it up in the ring. He's improving on the stick, and he's got a bona fide babyface to really, feed off of with this heel run. So this could be a good thing coming up for Kyle Fletcher, man. I'm kind of enjoying it so far.
Clearly, we're getting a Fletcher-Ospreay match one-on-one. Mark Davis is now back in the fold. I don't know where he fits, because if you look at this just head-on, the optics of it, Jesse, are Mark Davis is not going to be a single. Mark Davis is not going anywhere if he's not in Aussie Open. Do we get a situation where he ends up joining the Don Callis family and we get Aussie Open back together? Because I do think that they are probably stronger together than they are individually. Fletcher's doing okay for himself, but he's not going to be a major player for years to come. Do we keep Aussie Open together because that tag team division certainly needs major teams? Does he lose to Ospreay and then go back to being a tag team guy? Or does he beat Ospreay and then we get Mark Davis in the family and then he resumes his tag team run? What do we do here?
They don't need Mark Davis anymore.
They don't need Mark Davis anymore.
No, and I'm sorry. There's nothing against Mark Davis, but the direction that they're going in right now, the way that Fletcher is looking and coming off as a new heel behind Don Callis, I don't think they need Mark Davis anymore. And I can't see a situation where he would benefit somewhere else in the company. I just think they just kind of just phased him out here. I mean, I don't think he has a spot right about now. There's nothing interesting about Mark Davis at this point.
Do we have another Aussie that could team with Mark Davis so that we can resume Aussie Open?
I can't think of anyone.
Me
How
neither.
about you?
Me neither.
Nope. I mean, who was the guy that they Tucky? I think Mark Davis can go join Tucky in the Indies, man.
Tucker Knight retired.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh well, that sucks for Mark Davis. Sorry. Oh well.
Yeah, he's not.
no,
He's not in the sport anymore. No, he retired.
Fucking Vince, man.
I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I'm assuming we're going to get Fletcher and Ospreay at Full Gear. We haven't seen Ospreay since the pay-per-view, so Mark Davis coming back is a little weird. I would think that they're going to be back together, but the way that they're pushing Fletcher and having him just completely come out with a completely different look, it's like, why put him back in a tag team? It's like, you'd be going backwards. After all the work that you've done to try and sell us on who he is now, you want to put him back in a tag team. I know that division needs teams, but like, you were better off not even bringing back Mark Davis. Honestly, what was the need for Mark Davis here? To do what? There's not going to be any follow-up to this.
No. Even if I was going to put Fletcher in a tag team, it's not going to be with Davis anymore. I will put him with Takeshita with Don Callis.
Yeah.
So they don't need him anymore.
Renee interviewed Hangman Page backstage. She asked about his match against Jay White at Full Gear, which is announced, and how White offered him redemption. Hangman said White entered the Owen Hart tournament, but he knocked him out in the second round, and he hurt him so bad he spent 3 months at home. He says when he came back, well, that's not really the reason why he spent home, or was at home, but, that's a good story for Hangman here. I don't know, did he get injured during the Darby match, or did he get injured in that match? Where did he get hurt?
Nah, I don't even remember at this point.
I think Darby got injured in the Hangman match. Didn't he break his foot?
Darby gets injured in every match.
He might have got injured in that match. I don't know.
And then comes back the next week.
He knocked him out of the second round. He spent 3 months at home. He said when he came back, instead of going for the world championship, he came back looking for Page. He says that was a mistake. He said there is no such thing as a redemption for them, either of them. He says there are only wins and losses and the consequences that will follow. He says he might hit him in the head with a chair or strangle his friends while he watches or light his house on fire or break his ankle again. He says one thing is certain. At the end of Full Gear, when he beats him, he will leave him hurt with less than he had before. Jay White, I will leave you behind. All I know, Jesse, is if Adam Page is saying, Jay White, I will leave you behind, Adam Page needs the victory at Full Gear.
Well, we can't have Page lose again.
No.
So that's just out.
Well, he shouldn't have lost in the first match.
No. No. So that's just out of the fucking question. He shouldn't have lost when he did lose, and he absolutely should not be losing this one at all. So I don't know what they got planned for this, but I'm pretty sure having Page lose another one will be the end of his fucking momentum, and they have to start from scratch all over again.
I'm looking forward to it. The first match, obviously, between these two at Wrestle Dream was great. And if they're wrestling at Full Gear, you got my attention. Two of the best that they have. Wheeler Yuta was walking backstage. He came out of the Blackpool Combat Club locker room, and then Pac followed by Claudio, and then Marina Shafir and Jon Moxley followed behind. We have the briefcase, and what is in this briefcase, I don't know. It is chained to Marina Shafir's wrist. Nobody knows. Has anybody asked or inquired about what's in this brief? It's certainly not the world title. I'll tell you that right now.
The commentary's already said it's the world title.
Bro, the world title is not in that briefcase.
I understand what you're saying, but commentary said it's the world title.
Well, then they should have got out a bigger. Yeah, did they shrink the title?
I don't know.
Did they remove the straps and just put the center plate in the briefcase? Because that briefcase is way too small, man. It looks like a fucking businessman's briefcase that he would take to his 9-to-5 job.
It looked like the briefcase that Rick Rude used to carry around with DX.
The briefcase that they need for the AEW championship is the little case that they have that Crown Jewel championship coming out in, man. It's got to be bodyguarded by CIA agents.
The one they got the Secret Service walking around with?
Yeah. So.
What the fuck, dude? Who's supposed to wear that damn thing?
Nobody's going to wear it. Gunther didn't even wear his crown when he won King of the Ring. You think he's going to put that shit on?
What the fuck is... Big-ass gaudy jewelry. Gee, I wonder who designed that goddamn title.
Well, they want to know how much money they are worth, bro. What do you expect from the people over there, man?
My God.
They showed Moxley coming out. Obviously, this led to a promo. Moxley's on the microphone. He says he doesn't expect Cassidy or others to understand what they are doing, but one day they will. He said Cassidy issued a challenge, but you ain't challenging me, man. I challenged you. This is not the way you think it's going. He insisted he issued the challenge. He did what he did to Chuck Taylor, and he eliminated a distraction so he can focus on what's important. He says he doesn't want Cassidy to catch a disease or the spell that so many others in AEW are under, where they are fat and happy with their paychecks and they think there's something they are not. Gee, man, that sounds like a shoot if I ever heard one.
Man.
He says if he wants him at Full Gear or tonight or any time, that's fine. He said when that happens, he better be ready to die in the valley. He says he will be willing to die in that valley. So Cassidy is cool. He's a cool customer who thinks he is free from distractions and is pulling the strings. Let's see about that right now. Shafir and Pac then pushed Yuta to his knees, and then Claudio put a chair around his neck. Moxley leaned down. Cassidy ran out and charged in the ring and tackled Moxley against the turnbuckles. Claudio tackled Cassidy. Yuta stood up and started stomping away at Orange Cassidy. So all of this was a ploy. It was a distraction to get Cassidy out there. The announcers seemed to not get that this was a ploy. And Yuta was in on it. Yuta was absolutely in on it. This was all done by design. Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Evil Uno ran out. The Dork Order is out there once again. This is 3 straight weeks we got the Dork Order battling the Combat Club. So they try and make the save. Mox and the BCC absolutely destroyed these clowns. Pac put a chair around Cassidy's neck. Darby Allin, all of a sudden, was lowered from the ceiling, from the rafters, and he makes the save. Now, when he gets down, he's facing the wrong direction. He's got the strap still on. He hasn't even unhooked himself to even begin fighting. He's fighting Claudio with the fucking strap and the harness that he's attached to. He leapt onto the back of Claudio. They fell onto the announcer's desk. Darby's laying on the desk with the desk still intact, and the table then collapses with Darby's weight on top of it. I don't know what these AEW tables are made out of, but they're clearly stitched together with fucking, or put together with Scotch tape. I mean, that's what you do?
But usually they won't break at all.
Yeah, sometimes these tables don't break at all. Tonight, it was like, huff and puff, and I'm going to blow your house down.
You fucking fell apart with somebody.
I could fucking sneeze and the table would fucking collapse. What the fuck? What type of amateur operation are we running here, man? This is a big angle. You got him coming down. He's facing the wrong way. His harness is still on. The table fucking collapses in a mistake. What are we doing out here, bro?
Well, look, man, the harness takes time to get off. Do you really want a quick release with the harness? Right? Let him take it off.
Bro,
he took it off.
Bro, he came down with his back turned to the fight.
You spin sometimes.
No.
And look, let's
you get lowered down in the direction that you need to get lowered down.
I think we're overlooking something here. Not the fact that people spin on a rope, but why exactly did Orange Cassidy feel the need to come down and save the guy who literally tried to suffocate Bryan Danielson?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
That is a very good question. Can anybody in the chat answer that question? Tony, I know you're listening, brother. Do you mind answering that question for us, man? My DMs are open. Why did Orange Cassidy come out there and save Wheeler Yuta when Yuta was the one who suffocated Bryan Danielson? And at the end of Wrestle Dream, all of them looked on like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening to my beloved AEW.
That had to be the biggest case of stupid babyface syndrome I have ever fucking seen.
I don't know.
What? Why? That was the bait?
Jesse, would you call this stupid creative?
Very. Absolutely. Very fucking stupid. That was, why would Orange Cassidy feel the need to come out there and save Wheeler fucking Yuta? That made no sense.
I don't know, man.
That made no. If they would have pulled the same fucking angle, the same exact angle, but replaced Yuta with Marina Shafir, I would give them a shred of credit just because OC didn't want to see them do anything terrible to a woman, no matter what. The babyface is going to come down and save the woman, the damsel in distress. Why is he coming down to save Wheeler Yuta?
Relations, House, Mark, you're nothing but a grifter. This McDonald's double quarter pounder is so delicious.
Precious. Hey, we saw Becky tonight, man.
Who?
Oh, that wasn't Becky. That was Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Jesus Christ! Can we officially say Jamie Hayter looks fucking ridiculous, dude?
She looks ridiculous.
Like, can I have my old Jamie Hayter back, please?
My God, I don't know what this gimmick is. She looks terrible, man.
Yes, Yuta's out there, right? Fucking kicking away at Orange Cassidy. Yeah, this is the guy we're supposed to believe in, man. He got fucking trolled out there. He suffocated Bryan Danielson. Please don't harm Wheeler Yuta, please.
Oh no, not Yuta.
I thought they hired Mr. Will Robinson over there to kind of correlate consistency in the creative process. Danger, Will Robinson.
That is not his name. And I am not a part of that joke.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Come on. Where's the consistency, man?
That was terrible. That made no sense at all. No one raised their hand and said, why is he going down to save him? We don't have any other way to lure Orange out than to save Wheeler fucking Yuta.
Danger, Will Robinson. This is terrible creative.
Not to mention the promo that Yuta cut on fucking Collision talking about how he wanted to watch the world burn, basically.
That was actually, well, it was mostly Nigel. I saw it. But I thought that was a good sit-down.
No, it was fine. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Maybe Nigel is the one who's leading the Blackpool Combat Club. I don't know.
Maybe. Wouldn't be very
creative.
Yeah, climactive. I mean, it
wouldn't be very creative there.
Oh God.
Anyway, the announce desk broke, and then Claudio threw Darby onto the remnants of the desk. Leo Rush, Top Flight, Action Edge ready. Oh man, a private party ran out. They cleared the ring, and then
it would be a great name to be the big higher power for BCC. It's never going to happen.
Who?
It's never going to happen, but William Regal.
No.
The higher power. You kidding me? He was the originator of the fucking BCC all along.
What is he going to do?
He was the head honcho behind the whole thing.
Sure. He's not there anymore. Tony let him go.
He didn't let him go. He did what was right.
Leo Rush, Top Flight, Action Andretti, and Private Party ran out, and they cleared the ring, and the Young Bucks, they walk on out. Their music played. Private Party didn't even get their theme music to play before their big tag team title match. They were just out there hanging out with the Dark Order and fucking Top Flight and this nonsense with the Blackpool Combat Club. Jesse, how does anybody find this to be exciting? I mean, why are we still going through the Dark Order, Top Flight, Action Andretti? Like, what are we doing here, man? How is this forwarding any excitement to where we need the Blackpool Combat Club to be? Like, why are we still seeing this on television?
So I think Private Party came out with no introduction intentionally, to give off the aura of there's no way these guys are gonna win. Okay, I mean, just added to the effect of these guys are not gonna pull this off. There's no fucking way. But I'm happy for Private Party. I want to start there. I'm happy for Private Party. I think they're a fantastic tag team, and I think by now they should have been champions by now. I just don't think that the build that they gave us for them winning their first titles made any sense. I think they're very deserving to be world champions. I wish they would have built them up because, like you just said, there's now Dark Order, Top Flight, all these guys coming out. It just seemed like you just grabbed a bunch of jobbers that no one cared about and put them in a main event angle, and it does not fit. You just put pineapple on pizza is what you just did. It just makes no sense. So if you wanted Private Party to be World Tag Team Champions, great. You needed to come up with that plan long before 2 fucking weeks ago, okay? It takes time to build up what you didn't do anything with over the last few years. You just can't do it in 2 fucking weeks. Dark Order has been off TV and off everything else for God knows how long, and now you want us to get behind them to be the saviors of AEW when everyone is laughing at them. It has nothing to do with the Dark Order individually. It has everything to do with creative. I think if you give Dark Order the right stuff at the lower part of the card, put up some wins, garner some momentum, get fans behind them, and then gradually move them up, and over the course of a few months, this would make sense. But right now, none of this makes any fucking sense. None of it. And no one's behind it because it makes no sense.
This angle with the Blackpool Combat Club is fizzling out very quickly. And to add to what Jesse just said, he's 100% spot on. You could be a fan of what AEW delivers on a weekly basis. I'm here to tell you that what they've done coming out of Wrestle Dream is drop the ball. There's absolutely nobody believable to stand up to the Blackpool Combat Club, and we are now being given these attacks from talent that is nowhere near believable to take out the Blackpool Combat Club. That's not what we need. That's not going to create engaging television. That's not going to get me excited to see AEW take down the Blackpool Combat Club. Orange Cassidy's not going to get me excited to see him take down the Blackpool Combat Club. We were given the vision of Orange Cassidy, Hook, Danny Garcia, Private Party. Where are all these guys in the long-term vision here of battling the Blackpool Combat Club? Those were the last guys that we saw. Darby Allin as well. Those were the last guys that we saw. We saw him tonight. But the majority of these names are missing. We got Danny Garcia all fucking fiddling with Jack Perry. We got Private Party winning the tag team championships from the Young Bucks. Like, when is AEW going to be a problem for them? When is battling for the rights of AEW going to be a problem for them? Everybody's off doing their own thing. We got Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin and the fucking Dork Order and Top Flight, the only ones that give a shit about AEW. You've already dropped the ball here. How is this creating any excitement? How are you excited about this? We should have been given top guys. You know, the way, listen, I don't want to jump ahead here, but the way MVP stood with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, you talk about fucking presence. about who needs to take down the Blackpool Combat Club, look no further than those guys. Why couldn't a story be built around those guys coming on in to take AEW back and give it back to the people that originally saw the vision? I don't understand why we're just going through this fucking the lower end of the roster here. How is this creating any sort of excitement whatsoever? Like, I don't even give a shit where this goes anymore. I know Moxley's mission. I know his vision and what he wants to do. Like, who gives a fuck anymore? Does anybody in this chat think that Danny Garcia or anybody here is going to take down the fucking Blackpool Combat Club?
No. Yuri Lover is asking who's the hero of AEW.
We're going to get to that.
You know, I would consider Darby Allin as one of the heroes of AEW. I would. But I think the top guy should be Will fucking Ospreay.
Oh, but let it play out. Let what play out? We've been given 3 weeks of fucking absolute garbage from people that have been buried creatively on television. That's not what we asked for. We want believable characters on our screen that will create engaging and emotional television. None of these people create that at all.
No, they don't.
Darby Allin? Sure. Could he be the savior of AEW? Sure. What happens after that? Is Darby Allin going to be looked at, and I mean this, is Darby Allin going to be looked at as someone that's going to carry the fucking flag of AEW with that world championship for months and months to come? No.
He doesn't come off as that. He doesn't come off as an unbeatable champion.
I don't even look at Darby as a world champion. That's just my opinion. Jesse might think differently, but he could win the world championship and hold it for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, tops. And then after that, when he loses it to whoever he's got to lose it to, who's he going to lose it to? It's going to go right back to where it belongs, on people like Swerve and Hangman. And then we're going to get proper world championship feuds, which would then render everything that you did here fucking meaningless. He saves AEW. Then what? Where do we go from there? Do we go back and go right back to what we were doing before? Are we going to be on the horizon of a new AEW? What's going to be different when Darby beats Jon Moxley?
I think Darby chasing the title will be far more interesting than Darby becoming champion.
Yeah.
It really would. And I don't think Darby's ready right now to be world champion. I do think Darby is an absolute future bona fide world champion in AEW. I think if you do it now, you're doing it too fast. You're doing it too soon. He's just not there yet. I like his gumption. I like his ride or die for the company. I like his drive. I like everything about Darby right now. I just don't see him as a bigger star in the company than Jon Moxley right now. That's all.
Private Party and the Young Bucks AEW Tag Team titles. This is a rematch from Wrestle Dream. Stipulation here was that if Private Party loses, they break up, which would have been a fucking mistake because they would have been dead in the water if Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn had to go out on their own away from a tag team. They would have been absolutely dead.
Yeah.
No reason why they should have did that to begin with. They should have just kept the stipulation away and just not even give us a stipulation and just leave it as just a rematch for the tag team championships, because I do think that the stipulation kind of made it a little predictable, but the predictability did give way to a little unpredictability. I thought this match was better than the pay-per-view match, Chesty, that they had a couple of weeks ago at Wrestle Dream. I thought what they did here was very good stuff. Young Bucks lost the tag team championships, and Private Party are now the new AEW tag team champions. I agree with you, and we've said this for the last several weeks in regards to Private Party. This is where we as creators, as podcasters, as content creators, this is where me specifically, I'm one of the more misunderstood people in the community. A lot of people always, JD's a grifter. Oh, JD's a hater. Jesse's a hater. When you listen to what we do in full context, everything makes sense. We speak logically, we speak sound, we speak smart. What Jesse and I have been giving you guys every week is we need investment. We need story. Jesse just said moments ago that Private Party should have been given the ball years before we got to this moment. And that's exactly where we stand. Tony Khan he was so desperate to make new stars. Danny Garcia, Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy. fucking Hook, whoever he's throwing out there, Private Party. He did it in such a rush fashion. Yeah. And this is what got me in trouble with him in the first place on social media. I don't know why he's tweeting me to begin with, number one, over something so stupid. But there's no emotional investment. This reeked of desperation. This didn't reek of long-term investment from creative and Tony Khan. This reeked of, I don't know what else to do. I got to hunker down and I got to start building some new stars. This is who we're going to land on. But the thing is, all these guys that Tony Khan is pushing at the forefront of this new AEW now, they've been given very shit creative over the last 4 or 5 years. Now you want me to sit back, not ask any questions, because Private Party's being pushed for, I would say, 4 weeks now, differently than they have been in the last 5 years. And now you want me to sit down and disregard everything you did with them in the last 5 years to look ahead as Tony building new stars. No, AEW should have been building Private Party over the last 5 years. If you wanted a redemption story, if you wanted them to come back and win the tag team championships and turn over a new leaf, this is a story that needed months of television time and months of investing in those two men, not 3 weeks. Imagine how the moment would have came off if they were given months of investment and then they won the tag team championships. No, we just do it in 3 weeks. They lost a pay-per-view match, and then we're going to do the rematch on Dynamite in front of 2,500 people, and that's going to be it. And then we'll move on to the next week. They dropped the ball. So my question to you, Jesse, is, the way that I looked at it, did the Young Bucks need the tag team championships? No. Am I happy Private Party won the tag team championships? Sure. It gives me, I'll let it play out. We love to see it play out, right? We love to say that. Let's see how it plays out, because the division needed a shot in the arm. The division was struggling with the Young Bucks as champion. Now we may get more title defenses. The Private Party are now, going to be on TV, hopefully semi-weekly. We get some fresh matchups. The division could hopefully undergo a facelift, and the Young Bucks can go and maybe stay off television for a little bit and then maybe come back and do something a little bit more substantial and important. I feel like with what they did to rush us to get here, it felt flat. But me and what I do at House of Glory, seeing Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy grow up and see how they've kind of come into their own, I'm very happy for both of those guys. But it's all about the investment that they put into this, man. I can't sit here and help but be happy for them, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to sit here and criticize the fact that how we got here. It was all backwards.
Yeah, this is weird, because this is one of the rare times where I'm looking at this and saying, well, letting it play out won't make it any better. Letting it play out won't make this any better. If they turn out to be fantastic tag team champions going forward, great. But it didn't make the build to how they won the titles any better.
No.
It's no matter what they do going forward, they still botched the ascension of Private Party to get to where we are. They had them for years, and not once did they book them to be a serious tag team. Not once. And now all of a sudden they are. Now all of a sudden they won. If they go on to be the best tag team in AEW history, it will not negate the fact of how they won them. Letting it play out is not going to change how they got to this point. It was a really poor booking decision to book them the way that they did. Like you said, they rushed it. They needed to do something here. Dropping the titles, the Young Bucks, to Private Party doesn't do anything for the Bucks. I mean, it looks like they're just trying to get ready for their babyface turn, basically. But it's not going to help anything. No matter what they do going forward, it's not going to make how they got here make any sense.
The match itself was fine. And it all really it went downhill for Private Party when Quinn, he managed to rip the bell away. Actually, who was it? It was Mark Quinn who ripped the bell, the ring bell from Matthew Jackson. He went to go hit Isaiah Cassidy with it. Quinn came up from behind Matt Jackson, took the bell. He went to go hit Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson ducked, and he inadvertently hit his own tag team partner. Isaiah Cassidy got laid out. He started bleeding. And they really built some drama from that moment on throughout the rest of the match. So we go to a commercial break. The Bucks were in control, and Quinn made a hot tag to Zay, who was bleeding. Pop-up double drop kick. Quay and Zen fired off double super kicks. They went to the top rope. Stereo 450 splashes. Poetry in motion by the Private Party guys. But while going for a second poetry in motion, Nicholas countered into a destroyer midair, followed by an assistant slice spread and a double stomp pendulum powerbomb, which looked fucking great by the Young Bucks. Quen sent to the outside, and the Bucks hit risky business on Zay for a near fall. So we fast forward a little bit. The Bucks dragged Quen up the aisleway and left him by himself in front of the tunnels. This led to Okada coming out, and he tombstoned Quen on the concrete, which looked like the worst tombstone I've ever seen. The softest tombstone I've ever seen. So he leaves. Powerbomb and Zaguri combo by the Young Bucks on Zay. Nicholas hits a springboard Hurricanrana into a Matthew Cutter, which was basically a gin and juice version by the Young Bucks. Excalibur, I believe, called it milk and cookies. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Bucks pumped the shoes up for the super kick party. Zay ate the super kick and kicked out. So the Bucks called for the EVP trigger. Zay collapsed before it happened. They went for it again. I thought this was over. I thought the Young Bucks were going to win it. I thought Private Party was breaking up. Zay ducked. Bucks collided knees. He got a small package for 2. Zay fought off a TK driver, ultimately caught with the EVP trigger, only for a 2. Crowd went crazy. Nicholas connected on a V-trigger. Matthew hit a one-winged angel, which I thought it was over after that because who the fuck kicks out of that? Quen flew back in from the aisleway and broke up the one-winged angel. Nicholas crotched on the top rope. Matthew was sent to the outside. Zay and Quen hit gin and juice. 1, 2, 3, and the Young Bucks lose the tag team titles to Private Party. Post-match, the Bucks take the tag team titles, hand them over to Zay and Quen. Showed sportsmanship before leaving. Private Party leapt into the crowd to celebrate as the Bucks left dejected. Did we get a slight baby face aura to the Young Bucks, Jesse, before they left the ring and handed the titles to Private Party?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They are definitely baby face bound. But this is what I mean about how they built up Private Party to become tag team champions. They just knocked off the Young Bucks, and they couldn't even main event the show.
No. Nope.
This should have been the biggest fucking deal of the night. They just won the tag team championships from some guys who were holding them hostage. To me, this felt like this should have been a moment where the locker room came out and put them on their shoulders and carried them around. Should be great. It was at the top of the hour because we got to bring in Bobby Lashley and everything else. I mean, I would have closed the show with the tag team title match.
You know, in year 1 or year 2 of AEW, that would have very well been the case.
Yeah. But that's exactly what I mean. You didn't build them up right. You didn't even have them win the titles the correct way. And then when they won the titles, you told us that there's something more important going on the show. So
how important is it? Like I even texted Jesse. All right, they won the tag team titles. How important is this to me? How important should I take this? I don't take this to be important at all. And that's not a knock. I didn't even put the disclaimer up in the fucking beginning of the show. I should have. This is not a knock. Please don't take us out of context. This is not a knock on Private Party.
No.
This is a knock on creative. This was all haphazardly put together, not for the sake of emotional investment. It's because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they realized that the Young Bucks did not need the tag team championships anymore, and that the division would probably benefit with the titles on Private Party, or anybody for that matter. You could plug in fucking random team. The division would have been better off with anybody as tag team champions.
Yeah. Would it make it more fun? Have them vacate it.
Yeah.
Have them vacate it and come up with a system to come up with new tag team champion. And but while we're on the subject of this match, did anybody notice that the refereeing was non-existent? There was no tagging. I thought it was a fucking tornado match.
The Young Bucks were in this match at least for a good 5 minutes doing whatever the fuck they wanted. Both of them.
Doing whatever they... I mean, just make it a no DQ match.
Rick Knox is the worst official in the history of officiating.
I mean, what the fuck, man? You have to give the ref some kind of credibility. If there's rules to be followed and the ref is standing right there, my God, then follow the rules or knock them out or make it a no DQ match. Hey, we're EVPs. We just declared this a Texas Tornado match. Ha, ha, ha. I'll take it, bro, because it makes more sense than just this dude's at the top of the ramp, laid out, nobody's counting, 2 men in the ring, double teaming, no one's being put out to the apron to hold that fucking tag rope. Nothing matters. Rick Knox is just standing there looking at everything. Only thing he didn't see was Okada out there doing a fucking tombstone pile driver, calling somebody a bitch probably too.
I don't know. Now, again, don't take this out of context. I am happy for them. I'm glad that they won the tag team titles, but it's all in the follow-up.
Yes.
What are we doing now with Private Party as the tag team champion? Should I be excited that we may have a facelift in the tag team division? Are you going to give them something creative, or was this the extent of your creative? Let's build 3 weeks for Private Party to take the titles off the Young Bucks, and then we'll just go back to doing what we were doing, and tag team wrestling is pretty much dead in AEW. What are they going to do now as tag team champions? Are they going to be different? Is there going to be a different Private Party week in and week out? Is there going to be more title defenses? Are we going to get fresh matchups? Is there going to be a story where they have this, now they get Stokely, and they're going to be this super serious team? Is there going to be a story built around them? What are we going to get? It's all in the follow-up, and I don't trust the follow-up in AEW.
No, they have a really bad track record of people winning titles and then falling off a cliff as soon as they do.
Yeah.
So hopefully they have a plan here.
Backstage, Renee Paquette interviewed Jamie Hayter and Penelope Ford, who said everyone seems to have forgotten who she is, including Hayter. Ford has gone through glass, barbed wire, skewers in her head, so she's going to take what Hayter took from her. Hayter said Ford is lucky. Next week, she's going to mop the floor with Penelope Ford.
Again, my biggest takeaway from watching Collision this week was the improvement of Penelope Ford in that ring, man. I was highly impressed. Highly impressed.
We'll see next week. I have not watched, so I can't judge fairly. But Jamie Hayter, I mean, I don't know what we're doing with her. I can't help but think bargain basement Timu Wish version of Rebecca Quinn or Daphne from fucking Scooby-Doo.
She was definitely Daffy tonight, man. I don't know what the fuck. Why are they doing
She
this to her?
looks absurd. She does. Like,
She
you know,
was
where is kick ass, I'm gonna break you in half Jamie Hayter that we last saw? Now all of a sudden we have this 70s version of Jamie Hayter. I don't know if she should be starring next to Ashton Kutcher or fucking pro wrestling on AEW Dynamite. What the fuck are we doing, bro?
Bad. I don't know what is this a gimmick change? She just changed her outfit. I don't understand. She left AEW at the top of her game. She had to have been at the highest point of her career when she went out with injury. When she came back, there was nothing to do but just slaughter into the goddamn title picture, man. That's all she needed. And somehow, some way, with a pre-show return and stuck on Collision, she died. She died. She died a Wardlow death. She died. I don't know what's going on with Jamie fucking Hayter.
Sounds like whatever I was doing with Pete Dunne, I can now bring back and revitalize with Jamie Hayter. Let me at him! Let me at him, Scoob!
Yeah, she's definitely Daphne, man.
Fuck are we doing, bro? Can I get Jamie Hayter back, please? And what happened to her creatively, man? Did she fuck someone over? Did she do something that she shouldn't have done? I mean, what's going on here, man?
I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened. This was an easy dunk. This was an easy. Great, Jamie Hayter's back. Whew. All right, put her in the ring with a champion, give her a title, and let's move on.
All right, let's put her in the ring on the pre-show for All In, pal. We'll put her in there against Saraya, who's been basically dead for the last 2 years.
My God, she's not even chasing.
He's a hater, man.
This is bad.
Where's my apology? Huh?
This was the easiest return to book that AEW has ever had. Ever. Easy. She was wanted. She was requested. People were, where's Jamie Hayter? Where's Jamie Hayter? We need Jamie Hayter. Women's division sucks. Bring back Jamie Hayter. Okay, we bring her back on the pre-show. and dress her up as Daphne or discount Becky Lynch. Have her feud with Saraya. What's Saraya doing right now?
Raggy.
Nothing.
Raggy.
This was easy.
Raggy.
This was fucking easy. How? How did you botch this?
Oh, man. Yeah, she got Ricky Starks. Yeah, definitely. Only thing is she's on TV and Ricky is not. Learning tree. We will not go over this to save time, Jesse. This was fucking terrible and nobody cares.
Moving on.
Nobody cares. Fuck Chris Jericho and everything he's got going on television. Garbage. Nobody cares. Anna Jay and Mariah May. Video package was shown ahead of their AEW World Title match on Collision this week. There was some Stardom? Where'd you go? Stardom, some Japan footage for Anna Jay, and she worked her ass off over there on excursion.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Why is everyone saying that she praised CM Punk?
Who?
Did Jamie Hayter praise Punk?
I need to know this for sure.
I need y'all just trolling and where?
Well, the last time we listened to the chat, someone said that they had a shirt confiscated, and then I got fucking security Sam reaching out and putting everybody on fucking blast.
By the way, we should go back and find out who it was that said that shit.
Fucking ridiculous. Every move I make, it's like fucking under the microscope with these fucking people.
Where did someone reference where Jamie Hayter said anything praising Punk? Because if that happened, that entirely explains why she's getting buried right now.
I don't know. Somebody link it in the chat. We need proof of that being said or whatever she said.
Proof.
We got Mariah May, Anna Jay. Nobody gives a fuck. Mariah May is going to win. Anna Jay is just thrown out there to give Mariah May something to do before she moves on to... I wish I knew what she was doing next. Mina, maybe. Mina? They're waiting for Mina to come back?
Probably. Mina and Tony Storm.
Alex Marvez was trying to get a word with the Young Bucks when Jack Perry runs him off. Daniel Garcia shows up and shoves Jack Perry up against a brick wall, and he eyes the TNT title. Perry looked to bully Garcia, who slammed Perry against the wall, and Perry tried to fire back at him, saying the crowd used to dance for him too. Smirking for Garcia, who stormed off. Okay. I think Danny Garcia is going to win the TNT title, huh?
I don't know. I like Perry. I kind of hope he doesn't lose that title.
We'll see. Should be matched.
I like Perry. I like what Perry's doing, where he is on the card. Just a solid asshole mid-carder title. Perfect. I think that's a perfect spot for him.
Well, they signed Danny Garcia with some creative promise, and that creative promise is in the TNT title.
Probably.
There you go. Less than stellar, less than exciting. Chris Statlander, Camille with Mercedes Moné. Statlander wins this one in about 6 minutes. You know, we complained last week when Camille had to fucking go 11 minutes with Queen Aminata, right? Remember that, Jesse?
Oh, yeah.
11 minutes with Queen Aminata. We both said, well, why is Queen Aminata getting so much offense against Mercedes' muscle and her bodyguard and her insurance policy? That's a match last week that Camille should have blown through in 3-4 minutes tops. Majority of the offense, Aminata getting some solid offense, maybe for a good 30 seconds, maybe one big power move, a nice near fall, and that's it. Torture rack over 1, 2, 3, and Camille solid squash victory over Aminata. It went 11 minutes. Tonight, Jesse, Tony.
This should have been the solid fucking.
Yes. Tony.
This should have been.
Tony, I know you watching, brother. I mean, I don't know who the fuck you got working for you, but once again, we are proven correct on this show because your stupid creative is garbage. Jesse, this match went 6 minutes, and this match went half the amount of time that Camille and Aminata went last week, and Aminata showed more promise in her match against Camille than anything, man. Camille looked like a schmuck Not only last week, but this week because she couldn't last 6 minutes with fucking Statlander. This should have been the 11-minute match. This should have been the competitive match. Last week should have been the squash to set up for this match. They did everything fucking backwards, and Camille looks like a fucking loser.
Yes. I'll do you one better. I would have protected Camille in this loss to Chris Statlander, and she would have lost clean still. How? Because she would have walked Queen Amanada so fucking easily that she would have came into her match with Statlander, got overly cocky, and then got beat in the 11-minute match. It would have been close, but she got too fucking cocky, took Statlander for granted. Statlander's been here longer, had more big-time matches. Then she beat Camille. It would have made sense. This was stupid.
Yep.
This was fucking stupid. Shit was harder.
Yep.
I don't.
Yeah. I know, man. I know. Creative is garbage.
It's so frustrating, man.
Camille's a loser. All her stock in AEW is down the toilet.
It is. It is. I mean, she could have squashed Queen Amanada. I mean, no disrespect to her, but that would have been her assignment. Her job for the night is to make Camille look strong for her match with Statlander, and then they would have went that 11 minutes, 12 minutes. You know, she would have got cocky, thought she had her, and Chris Statlander won on experience. You could have got away with the roll-up win right there with Stat. The simple roll-up, caught her off guard. Experience won that match, and Camille would have stayed strong.
Joseph Taylor says with a $5 super chat, I'll read this now. Fightful reported last year that Jamie said Punk was very helpful to her, and you would have to be a fool to not want to work with CM Punk. Well, there you go. There you go, man.
Ooh, man, that's a dagger of a statement from Jamie Hayter, man.
It's okay. You don't think Paul Levesque would pick up Jamie Hayter in a heartbeat? Give me a fucking break, bro. With what they got going on in NXT right now, Tony Khan is an idiot. If he's going to look at that and blame Jamie Hayter for saying that and bury Jamie Hayter and keep her low-key on the bottom of the card because of something like that being stated. That's ridiculous.
Man.
It's ridiculous. Man, Punk is looking more and more right every fucking week, huh? Ridiculous. Yeah, this match was, this is terrible. I mean, the women's division right now is right back to where it used to be, and bad. It's just bad. We go to a commercial break. Stat hits a snap power slam to get the crowd into it. She sidestepped Camille, pump kick, and hit an F5. Statlander missed a 450 splash, allowing Camille to hit a rough rider of her own for a 2. Torture rack spin out into a power bomb. Statlander kicked out. Camille wanted a tombstone, but Statlander reversed it into Wednesday Night Fever for the win. Post-match, Mercedes attacked Statlander from behind with the TBS title, took the microphone and yelled at Camille to get to the back and leave ringside area. She said, if you want to do something right, do it yourself. As she held up the TBS title, and Stat was laying motionless as Mercedes stood tall in the segment. So not only did we bury Camille, we have yet another women's championship with absolutely zero story, zero progression, zero emotion. And Mercedes continues week by week by week, Jesse, to look like an even bigger flop in AEW. And it pains me to say that, man. There's genuinely zero excitement going on right now around Mercedes. What are we doing with this division? Well, I mean, we couldn't even be bothered, Tony, to come up with a solid story as to why Statlander is all of a sudden a babyface. Then you throw her into a match that we know she's not going to win. So who comes out of this looking good? You buried Camille. Chris Statlander is looking like she's fucking a complete loser. What are we doing here? This is all a waste of my time. Every single aspect of this is a waste of my time.
I still don't even know why Chris Statlander is a babyface right now. They still never really put those dots together for us.
I don't know.
Jamie Hayter, quote, from my experience with him, he's always very, very pleasant, very helpful, and I always had really good conversations with him about wrestling. He's a good wealth of knowledge because he's been in the business for so long, and he's got extensive experience. You kind of be a fool not to want to pick his brain and not work with the guy. He knows what he's doing. Jamie Hayter.
Wow, Tony, if that's the case and you're burying Jamie Hayter for something said like that, man, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Put your feelings away, put your feelings to the side, and start booking the fucking people that fans want to see, and start booking the talent that obviously would help your division be better. That's fucking pathetic.
How was FTR's booking after Punk's departure?
You've been calling it out since day one. As soon as that man left, FTR was absolutely fucking buried.
Done. And now here we got Jamie Hayter. That is way too much of a coincidence to ignore.
Wow. Ridiculous.
Man.
The women's division, the TBS title, fucking suck. Everything about it fucking sucks. Fix it. Video package between Patriarchy, Kip Sabian, and Hook was shown backstage. Christian offers an olive branch to Hook next week, so he wants to explain himself in front of Hook in the ring on Dynamite next week. Okay.
Christian Cage is the only thing on AEW television right now, currently, that I am all in and invested in and seeing whatever it is he's doing and whatever it is he's saying.
He's always good. He's always good. So good. Renee was backstage with the conglomeration. Mark Briscoe said the Ring of Honor World title means a lot to him. It may be the only thing. He may be the only person that says Ring of Honor World title means a lot to him. Nobody gives a fuck. The word of the day is instability. Chris Jericho has none of that after letting Jay Briscoe's name out of his mouth. He said that was done for the last time. Briscoe said they have 3 of them and 3 of the Learning Tree and issues a 6-man tag fight without honor next week. Man, oh man, you're going up against NXT in the ECW arena and you're giving me the fucking Learning Tree against the conglomeration. I know what I'll be watching next week. Holy shit.
Still not watching NXT.
I'm not watching this shit next week. I'll tell you that right now. Get it off my television.
Yeah, really.
Young Bucks. They are leaving the arena as Christopher Daniels runs up asking them why they're turning their backs on them when they need them most. Matthew said no one wanted to listen to them, so they'll be working from home. The Bucks drive off. Brandon Cutler stumbles out to the loading dock with a box of shoes. They left him all alone. Moxley, Pac, Claudio, Yuta, and Shafir all appear, knock the shoes out of his hands. Daniels is held by the mouth and held back by Moxley. Cutler's hand is placed on a truck and smashed with a hammer by Claudio. Moxley asked Daniels where his boys are going. Things were just getting good. Moxley walks off with Shafir and Yuta as Daniels yells for doctors. Christopher Daniels is a terrible actor, number one. And number two, we just mentioned the Bucks. They kind of passed the torch to Private Party in this very over-the-top babyface manner. Are we really looking at... I don't want to jump to conclusions yet because we don't know what's going to happen, obviously. But that doesn't refrain from me asking the question. Are we really setting up the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club, Jesse? Are we shaping up to see the Elite try and save AEW from the Blackpool Combat Club? Because that's the vibe that I got here, and I'm not liking it at all because, for one very important reason, and it happened back in April, the Young Bucks delivered a Meltzer driver, or a TK driver, to Tony Khan, which left him with a neck brace, and then he comes back to television and gives Darby Allin a flamethrower, which we get anarchy in the arena, we get blood and guts, and they got this thing going on between Tony Khan and the Elite, and they beat their boss up, and this brought Jack Perry back to television. Now you want me to sit back and disregard all that, potentially, because we don't know where it's going yet, potentially disregard all that for the Elite to be the baby faces in this story to save the company from the Blackpool Combat Club. Please tell me that's not where they're going.
Get used to it, brother, because we just saw the catalyst right here tonight. Them breaking Cutler's hand was the last straw, man.
That sounds fucking god-awful.
If you cared about Cutler so much, why in the fuck did you leave him?
Now, I know the Young Bucks are probably going to be wrestling Kenny Omega at some point. That's the only part that's got to big question mark around it when I think about it. Where's that going to happen? Is it happening in New Japan? Is it going to happen at Wrestle Dynasty? I don't know where it's going to happen, but could we realistically see the Elite save the company? Because from what I gather, they beat up Kenny Omega while having diverticulitis. They wished he died. They poured intestines all over a fucking birthday cake for Kenny Omega. Okada came into the company and started berating Omega and claiming that he was the best in the world. I thought we were shaping up for Okada and Omega for the Continental title. Are we still on track for that, or are we wiping that shit clean and we're going to go with them saving the fucking company?
No. I'm going to demand a fucking answer here. Why did they leave Cutler there if they cared so much about him and his hand?
Fuck Brandon Cutler.
If you left me at a venue and then Joey Janela broke my hand because of you, I'd be mad as hell.
The Elites make more sense than the Dark Order. Sure, just based on name value alone, but they put Tony Khan in the hospital after a TK driver and he was left with a neck brace. How are you going to tell me that made any sense and then disregard it and go to where we're going now?
This is so stupid.
This is fucking terrible. This entire storyline is fucking shot. I'm sorry. Shot. Done.
Is so fucking stupid.
If that's where they're going to lose even more viewers than they're losing now. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
This is worse than the masked man angle.
AEW is going to sink into the 500,000s for the rating if this is the case. That's your big reveal. Those are your heroes for AEW. Nobody wants to see them as the heroes of AEW. Nobody.
No.
Not one single person.
Look, not right now.
No.
Not right now. Them losing the titles and handing them over, that's not enough. That's not enough babyface juice. That's not it. Coming to the defense of Cutler, who has broken hand, that ain't it either. That's not it. They have a really hard time with doing heel and babyface changes. At least they're trying here. I mean, from what we've gotten over the last few weeks, the Bucks could have just shown up and been babyfaces in 1 week. But it's still trash. It makes no sense.
I don't know. It's too early to tell where it's going, but if I had to make a logical guess on who the heroes of AEW are going to be, this segment told you everything you need to know. Swerve Strickland. I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. I feel like Will Ospreay should really be giving a shit about what's happening right now in this angle.
And he doesn't.
I feel like he should be leading the goddamn charge right now. Will Ospreay, Darby Allin. They should be leading the charge, and they don't need the Dark Order behind them to do it. I mean, you got to bring your top fucking guys. This should be all hands on deck. This should be, I need my best to save my fucking company.
Let me tell you something.
You get the Dark Order.
Let me tell you something. Justin in the chat. JD, you can't tell me the Young Bucks giving the tag team titles a private party because WWE gave the titles to the Motor City Machine Guns. We're not comparing the Motor City Machine Guns to fucking Private Party, okay? Motor City Machine Guns were given the tag team titles in 3 matches. Yes, you have every right to criticize WWE giving the Motor City Machine Guns the tag team championships in just 3 matches in WWE. Fine. That is a fair criticism. But they use the titles as a catalyst to tell a far bigger story. They needed the titles off the bloodline. There were no better teams than the Motor City Machine Guns, or no better team, I should say, than the Motor City Machine Guns to give the titles to. So why are we complaining?
Well, and shame on WWE for that, for not having a tag division where you can crown legitimate tag team champions that have been grinding for them.
I've been complaining about tag team wrestling in WWE since 2016. Don't tell me that I'm not complaining about tag team wrestling. Maybe you guys should listen to the fucking content a little bit better. I've been complaining about this for fucking over 10 years now.
Yeah. They should have had more qualified contenders. There's a but, and I'm going to preface this but with they should have built a better tag team, but the Motor City Machine Guns have put in the goddamn work for a long time they deserve to be champions on the national stage. So I'm not mad at it, but I would have booked a chase. I think a chase would have been fantastic for them. But they got the hot shot tag team switch, and I mean, hey man, they deserve it, and they're fucking awesome at what they do. So I get it.
You know who's awesome at what they do? Swerve and Shelton Benjamin. This was the main event of AEW Dynamite. I don't know when the last time they wrestled, but I'm assuming they had one previous match. I don't know when or where, though. They work very well together. You know, Shelton's been a refreshing thing to see on television for the last couple of weeks. He's been utilized a lot better than he has in 2 weeks than all 5 years in WWE under his last deal. They work very well together. And obviously the bigger story here was not the actual match, but the post-match where we got Bobby Lashley returning to television in AEW, and he is now with All Elite Wrestling. So Benjamin was in control. During the commercial, we come back from the commercial break. Strickland battled back with his corkscrew kick. Crowd was behind Strickland, obviously. Hit a leaping uppercut from the corner before a pump kick on the apron. Dropped Benjamin down. We go back inside. Missile drop kick connected for a near fall. Strickland tried for his rolling flatliner. Benjamin caught him mid-move and spiked him with a DDT. Both men got up, stared down, trade kicks. Benjamin crumbled. Strickland hit the house call. 450 splash up top. 2 count. Kick out led Benjamin to a waistlock. Hit a release German. Step up corner knee. But a desperation rolling flatliner from Strickland led to a double down with both guys. Strickland goes back up top. Benjamin leapt to meet him up there, which is impressive at 50 years old for him to do that so nicely. Only for Strickland to slide out. Hits a Liger bomb. Swerve stomp. 1, 2, 3. Swerve gets the victory over Shelton Benjamin. Post-match, MVP quickly goes to the outside. He's on his phone. He made a call saying whoever is on the other end, he needs them there now. The lights went out for a brief second. The entire arena was dark. They came back on. Nobody was there. Then we got a drum roll, and Bobby Lashley's theme music played, and he walked out to a big reaction on Dynamite. He walks down. He gives MVP a hug, and Lashley and Strickland meet face-to-face. There are holy shit chants in the crowd. Benjamin popped up on the apron, distracting Swerve enough for Lashley to clothesline and a big-time spine buster. All while MVP and Benjamin put the boots to Nana and beat him up. Benjamin hits a big boot, and that happened on Nana. Lashley locked in the Hurt Lock on Swerve, and then obviously we made fun of it in the beginning. You hilariously heard someone yell 90 seconds, and then the beatdown continued, and then 45 seconds till they go off the air. Referees and security ran down, and they got their asses handed to them. MVP took the microphone with 30 seconds left in the show and asked, guess who's back in business? And that's the way the show ended, with all of the Hurt Business, or Hurt Syndicate, officially standing over Swerve as they have arrived in AEW. There you go. There's your big angle.
You better be careful throwing around that business word, brother. They get a cease and desist.
I know. Well, whatever. This is obviously leading to Swerve versus Bobby Lashley at the pay-per-view. Very tough for them to book Swerve in a meaningful, strong momentum type of way when you bring in someone like Bobby Lashley, who obviously is going to win his first match out. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but they're going to have some difficulty making sense of that. It seems like AEW tends to book themselves into a creative mess quite often. So I can't see Swerve coming out of that one a victor here.
So now, what's the main event of the show?
John Moxley versus Orange Cassidy.
Yes, but it should be.
Yep.
But it feels like they're making this the more important angle.
Well, seeing what we got tonight with the Blackpool Combat Club, I don't really give a shit what that angle does. I would probably put this match on in the main event, yeah.
I mean, but what about Brandon Cutler's hand?
They should have did the other hand, too.
Oh, my God, bro.
Collision on Saturday. Mariah May versus Anna Jay for the world title. Kyle Fletcher versus Commander. Oh, boy. And Thunder Rosa versus Harley Cameron in a Day of the Dead match. What are you doing to my Thunder Rosa, Tony? What are you doing?
Man.
Jesus Christ. And then they wonder why the women's division is in fucking shambles. Dynamite next week. Jamie Hayter versus Penelope Ford. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomohiro Ishii. No thank you. Versus Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith in a fight without honor match, which I'm assuming is a Texas Tornado match. I'm assuming. Or no DQ match. Adam Cole versus Malachi Black, and Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus Claudio and Pac. Great. I'll be watching NXT. I'm reviewing NXT next week, guys. I'm not reviewing Dynamite. Sorry.
Come on, man. We got to do Dynamite.
Well, I don't know. Some people in the chat were saying Dynamite goes on at 9 o'clock. If that's the case, I'll watch both shows. And I'll do both shows.
Wait, they're changing their start time?
Some people in the chat said, I don't know.
Don't be a pussy, TK. Fucking, this is your night, man. Jeez.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Thank you for a great stream. What?
Beast Mortos.
Fuck the Beast Mortos, okay? Nobody cares about the Beast Mortos.
He should be saving AEW. Right there. Beast Mortos. Beast Mortos. And hologram.
Anyway, thank you guys for a great stream. Appreciate you guys. Super chats coming on up. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Chi-Town Smart on X. Let's try and get out of here, man. Yeah, Twitch, what's up? Everybody on Twitch. Appreciate you guys very much. Thank you, guys. We are 38 followers away from 11,000 on Twitch.
Guys, I know a lot of you guys have a Twitch account right here, right now. Sign in. Follow. Let's go. Come on.
I got to shout out JLD again. He gave out 15 community sub gifts last time we streamed.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go.
Yeah.
Just go in and join on Twitch, guys.
That was on Friday Night SmackDown. Yep.
It's free.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you to everybody on Twitch. Super chats. Let's get into them. I want to go play some Black Ops 6. Michelle with a $2 super chat. How is Moxley beating OC going to help OC? It's not. It's not.
Doop.
Also,
he beats him into his new gimmick, maybe.
Also, Darby versus Blackpool Combat Club is cool, but Dark Order, what the fuck is that? I don't know, Michelle. Solid questions, though.
JD is a bitch.
Who said that?
Blocking people on Twitter for saying that the AEW curtain jerkers would fuck him. Who is this? Who did you piss off now, man?
Who's this? Who's saying this?
Right here. You don't see it in the hidden comments?
I don't know. What hidden comments? On my Bobby Lashley thread?
YouTube. No, YouTube. No, in the chat.
Oh, in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Where is it?
I'm looking at two of them now. He's still chatting.
So
you
bench
don't
him.
You don't see the hidden messages?
No, bench him.
No, it's kind of entertaining. He's a fucking idiot.
JD's a bitch?
Yeah, you don't see it?
No, I don't see nothing.
Here we go. I'll show it before I block him. There, do you see it now?
Where am I looking? Oh, in the Twitch chat?
No, YouTube chat. YouTube chat.
I don't see nothing.
Hoosier land craps.
I don't see nothing. Nope. Just bench him.
Live chat or top?
Just bench him.
I'm blocking him now. There we go.
Oh, live chat.
How do you not see
Oh,
it?
there I now I see him. I didn't have live chat on. Sorry. I'm saying bitch. What'd he say? Voice sounds like he sucked dick full of helium.
How do you know what sucking
How do you know what sucking dick sounds like, Hoosier?
How do you know that?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to tell us something that doesn't get him banned on.
Oh, he got blocked. Oh, he's butthurt. He got blocked on Twitter.
Ah, well, then it's probably deserved.
I don't understand why people get mad when they get blocked by people that they don't like.
You
don't have to deal with him anymore.
JD is a bitch, blocking people on Twitter for saying that the AEW curtain jerkers would fuck him up within 2 minutes. Total pussy move.
Yeah, bitch. You bitch.
Hoosier Landcraps is a bitch.
He's a bitch.
Fuck off, bro. Nobody cares what you have to say. Jason Bark with the $5 super chat. I just got Abaddon's attention on telling her how bad Ring of Honor is right now. Told her what she needed to hear. She responded, actually. Oh, good for you, Jason.
Oh, there we go. We got Fanatic 256 came over from YouTube and is in Twitch. There you go. That's what's up.
There you go. DX Trixers, thank you, Jason. 40 months. Is it me or is AEW television reaching 2018, 2019 WWE levels of bad? Like, what the hell happened to the good old AEW? Yeah, we're kind of in that same territory, brother. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but look, we suffered through the years of it in WWE, and we're still here, right?
Yeah, I'm going to call out anything I don't agree or don't like and call out the shit that they give us every week. So, did it with WWE. There's no different with AEW. DX Shredders. What?
But more importantly, when the shit is good, like it was when it was good, we'll be right here calling it great.
Yep.
And then we'll have the WWE shills saying that we're all sucking TK's cock.
And you're grifters, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Strixers, how long till Hologram becomes AEW champion? I would give it about a year.
A month. What, a year? Okay.
Yeah. Justin Taylor with a $5 super chat. Two things. I did not hear the guy say 90 seconds. And Bobby versus Strickland, if it happens at Full Gear, it will kick ass. Well, Joseph, maybe you should up the volume on your TV. I heard it loud and clear.
Plain as day. I think they did 90, 45, and 30.
Thomas Franco, thank you, brother, for the $100 super chat. Always appreciate Thomas Franco and anybody that throws the big bombs our way. Nate with a 5. JD, did you hear, or did you know, rather, for Halloween, all the sickos dressed up as John Cena because you can't see them? TK, please turn the lights on. It feels depressing to watch. The lights were actually on tonight, which I'll give them credit for. It wasn't all complete darkness. Nax, what's up, brother? $5 super chat. Jesse, did you watch the State of AEW podcast? And did you think Mr. Baydala was shilling for his friends over at AEW? Love y'all. OTS for life.
What? That's...
Jesse did not watch the State of AEW.
I did not watch it. I have seen all of your comments, though.
Yes.
I hear you, but I am not trying to stir up bullshit. To be honest with you guys, I'm not trying to stir up bullshit. All right.
Raging Girl Gamer with a $5 super chat. Can we get a happy birthday to Showtime Chris? He just celebrated. Happy birthday, Showtime Chris. Hopefully you have a cold beverage lined up, brother. Eric Aviles with the 24 months. Finally, I got my golden microphone. JD and Jesse, best. My brothers, keep up the great work. Thank you, man. It looks good next to your name. I'll tell you that right now. Gerald Davis with a $5 super chat. Bobby, final destination will be the Ring of Honor Championship as long as Moxley's program is the top guy. Don't give TK any thoughts, please. D.W. Hurd with a $5 super chat. My Fire Stick froze and reset on me just before Private Party Young Bucks. Is God trying to tell me something? Possibly. He may be telling you go buy an Amazon Firebox and get rid of the Fire Stick. Scripps with a $5 super chat. Bobby Lashley debuts on Dynamite. I guess he wasn't good enough to be introduced on a pay-per-view. Just saying. Well, I don't blame TK for doing that. Why bust your load all at the pay-per-view when you had MJF and Adam Cole, and then you wanted to send the crowd home with Bryan Danielson, all shock and awe? Why would you do Bobby Lashley on that show?
Bro, there's nothing wrong with a Dynamite debut.
No.
Now, pre-show or a Twitter debut is terrible.
Well, now we know why Jamie Hayter was debuted on the pre-show.
Really? Man, I'm telling you, bro, that cannot be a coincidence. There is no reason why he treated Jamie Hayter like she was new and needed to be reintroduced and had no momentum. He's burying her, man.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
Joseph Taylor with the $2 super chat. I'm happy TK saved Ring of Honor from WWE's ID program. Well, Ring of Honor is dead, so TK didn't really save much of anything. So, Sidro with a $2 super chat. What room can't a skeleton go in? The living room. Thank you, Sidro. Sidro also with a $10 super chat. Told my doctor I have a problem with my left ear. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm deaf in it. Also, did you hear about the chef that died? We can only do so much. His legacy will become a pizza history.
You have a dad jokes book?
He's getting them from somewhere, bro.
It's got to be a dad jokes book.
He's got them from somewhere. Paul David with 33 months. Thank you, brother. He also delivers a $50 bomb on top of that. Thank you, Paul David. Hey, guys, the Los Angeles Dodgers just won their 8th World Series championship with a 7-6 come-from-behind win over the Yankees.
What?
Congratulations to the Dodgers, man. Enjoy it. Poppy Sensei, $2 super chat. Cole and Roddy are way too talented for this shit. Yeah. I miss NXT, Adam Cole. Sidro, $2 super chat. What do you call a camel with no humps? Humphrey. Humphrey, get it?
Okay, you know what? That's the best one you had today so far. I'll give you that one.
M. James with a 2. Cassidy vs. Mox feels like been there, done that. Yeah? Yeah, we've been there a couple of times, actually. Not really excited about it. Thank you, M. James. I appreciate your generosity, brother. Always good to see you in the chat. Abyss with a $4.99. So Bucks are going to face and ultimately wait for Goku Kenny to come back, then team up to take down the Blackpool Combat Club. Is that where we're going? Indeed. That is where we're going.
You know what? That's something I didn't think about. The only way that this Young Bucks babyface turn will be pulled off successfully is if Kenny Omega comes back and joins them.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even make sense. They kicked him out.
Bro, I'm way too tired to even make sense of it.
My God.
Way too tired to even make sense of it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Does Okada stay in the group? Did we get Jack Perry teaming with none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense.
None of it.
Joseph Taylor with a 5. Fightful reported. We just read that. Thank you, Joseph. About Jamie Hayter. Danny Boy with the $2 super chat. Dodgers win the World Series. Go Dodgers. Thank you, Danny Boy.
What?
Francis Loop with a... Oh, my God. Francis with a bunch of 10s. Oh, my goodness, Francis. Thank you, brother. Hey, Jesse, I loved your review on Ring of Honor Collision. Yes, Lexi Nair is everywhere, and FTR should turn heel on the Outrunners. The Bang Bang Gang have been baby faces on ROH Collision for months.
Yeah, they are part of the weird heel baby face turn with not any real explanation behind it. But Jay White does look good over there. I'm still trying to get behind this baby face thing. I don't get it at all.
Francis also says the fans chant guns up with them, and they feuded with the patriarchy over the trios titles before All In. Mama Wayne sprayed hairspray in Juice Robinson's eyes, costing them the titles.
Mama Wayne still looking good.
Yep. The Undisputed Kingdom are also babyface. Adam Cole is a babyface. Roderick Strong hugged and shook hands with Hook the night of the FTW title victory and was retired the title. And also Bennett and Taven shook hands with Hook as well.
It's hard to follow stories when you keep changing them up with no explanation.
I would have FTR beat Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Then I would have LFI beat the Sons of Texas, Rhodes and Von Erichs for the 6-man World Tag Team Championships. None of this is important. Nobody gives a fuck about this.
The Von Erichs are wrestling again?
I don't know. Who cares? Julia Hart is ready to come back. She's just waiting for the call. How about putting her with the House of Black, accompanying them to the ring? She can feud with Penelope Ford on the ROH Collision after Jamie Hayter.
How do we know she's ready to come back?
She said so. She said so, yeah.
On Twitter?
Yep.
I kind of banned Twitter for myself, so I missed it.
Best in the world, Matt. Thank you, Francis. That's a lot of money, brother. Appreciate you. Best in the world, Matt, with a $5 super chat. Need to see an FBI Tony D'Angelo match or interaction on NXT next week. Great show as always, guys. Hashtag ECW. Well, Tony D'Angelo was in a backstage segment and someone called him. I do believe it was Little Guido. So we'll see. Will Chisholm with a $5 super chat. It's crazy how NXT women's division may be better than the AEW women's division, at least at the top. Oh, it is. There's not even a comparison. Not even a comparison. Francis Loop with a $5 super chat. Yeah, Ring of Honor Collision is better than Dynamite. an easier flowing show. That's my new A show. They have the best tag team division in all of wrestling. Collision? No. Will Chisholm with a $5 super chat. Did someone tell TK that Jamie was talking good about WWE? Maybe.
That's starting to make sense, man.
Eminem with a $5 super chat. What a night of entertainment. Dynamite was good, and congratulations to the Dodgers on winning the World Series. Can't wait for baseball season already. And Justin with a $1.99. Freddie Freeman was named World Series MVP. Good for him. I love Freddie.
Guys, who won the World Series?
I don't know. Can somebody fill me in?
No one is telling us who won the World Series, guys. Please.
Thank you guys very much for all your support, man. What a great show. Hopefully you got some really good discussion out of it. I'm exhausted. I'm going to play some Black Ops 6 and then go to bed. Jesse, any last words? Any last words before we get out of here?
I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow night. This weekend wrestling. Join me, and I will see you guys then.
Fanatic, what subscriber badges have you thought about using on Twitch? I don't know. Maybe I'll use the same ones I got on YouTube. I got to figure out a way how to do that. I'm illiterate when it comes to Twitch.
30 seconds, bro. Hurry up.
30 seconds. All right, guys. Thank you very much for all of your support. Appreciate you all for hanging out with us tonight. We got 2,200 in here. Great way to start the week. We have Monday night, Tuesday night Titans, and now AEW Dynamite. I may or may not be back tomorrow. I may take the day to myself and just play some Destiny all day, man. I got to do some Festival of the Lost. You know? We'll see what happens. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I'd love to see 1,000 likes if we can get there. I know we will. So hit that thumbs up. Let's get to that goal. Go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it. Next time you see me live will be Friday. Friday Night SmackDown. Taped. It's a tape show. But it will have implications going into Crown Jewel. And I will be live for Crown Jewel Saturday. Big show from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We'll talk about it right here on Off the Scripts. Make sure you guys go follow Jesse as well, Twitter and YouTube, as always. Until next time, guys, thank you for a great stream, and I will see you right back here with more on Off the Script. See you guys later.